I'm on in the building. Y'all see what we got up here? You know what I'm saying? Healing from herpes, HSV2, live testimony. We coming at another one back to back to back to back. Y'all know how we do. I know everybody been waiting on this, so I'm gonna wait for y'all to climb on in. We're gonna get everything started. Y'all climb on in. Healing from herpes 2. Live testimony. HSV, herpes, whatever y'all want to call it. Y'all know if you get real deep into studies, there's no difference between herpes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is now known to go all the way up to 16 when it comes to so-called human beings. And chicken pox is a form of herpes. Eczema is a form of herpes. Psoriasis is a form of herpes. Shingles is a form of herpes. Measles is a form of herpes. All of these things are a form of herpes. Then you got HSV1 and HSV2. All of these things are herpes. So we can't get it twisted and think that, HSV1 and HSV2 is the only thing that's attached to this hemith worm or attached to this glycoprotein. Everything I just mentioned was a part of that. You have something called itchy elbow disease, herpes dermatitis, where you get bumps on your elbows. That's a form of herpes. Herpes is a skin tack related disease, and it's a protein that comes with a virus. Remember, all viruses are proteins. All viruses are proteins. So y'all climb on in. Let me give y'all some shout outs. We got in the building. Lakia, shalom, shalom, peace, love, light, and healing. Mikael Bon Or, my brother. What up, Kohane? My shalom Ka, how you feeling? Tamika Holmes, peace, love, and light. Sean J in the building. Ready Red in the building. Kawhi, you sitting right next to me. Nicole, shalom, shalom. Wanda, Micah, Mika, Moesha, y'all climb on in. Tracy, climb on in. And we're going to bring her in. She's on the phone. Her name is Tiffany. She's on hold right now. But after she give y'all her whole entire testimony, y'all most definitely can ask her anything y'all need to ask her. And you know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, because a lot of y'all, it's good that we do these healing testimonies like that, because y'all get to ask them that experience the healing, the questions y'all need to ask. And then from that, y'all know what to do with while y'all on y'all own healing journey. So that's a good thing. Kenyatta, shalom, shalom, queen. Y'all climb on in here. If you are on my YouTube, type in some 9s. If you are on my Yaki Hickman page, type in some 8s. And if you're on my Yaki regular page with the blue check, type in some 7s. Once I see all of that and everything is confirmed, we're going to get it going. We're going to get everything going. I'm going to switch the screen over to the wives, and I'm going to introduce them just in case y'all ain't never seen them before, which y'all have, but I am. So I'm going to switch the screen over to them, and I'm going to let them speak. So if y'all look over here, let me make sure y'all mic's on. That'll be to y'all left. To y'all left is Aniyah. Aniyah, say shalom to the family.
Shalom, shalom, family.
And to the right is Kawhi. Say shalom to the family, Kawhi.
Shalom, family. Peace, love, light, and healing.
So Kawhi is the herbalist. She's a master herbalist just like me. Aniyah is your master alkaline chef and cook, but she's a herbalist as well. And both of them do herbal therapy and herbal counseling. So whenever y'all talking to people, or whenever y'all, going back and forth with people over the phones and things like that, that is who y'all talking to. Y'all either talking to one of them. Anytime that y'all are actually inside of the web and y'all inside of the chats, or y'all inside the emails, when y'all are talking to Shushan or Hava, and that's my other wife. So like I always tell y'all, this is a family business. This is family healing. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep everything in the family. So yeah. So we're going to be getting it in. Y'all be able to ask them questions. Any questions y'all want are related to this live, and we're going to try to do more and more involving them, because all y'all be like, when y'all going to do a video? When you going to do a video with the wives? When we going to hear from Kawhi? When we going to hear from Aniyah? So I figured this will be a good way, to bring them in and to start this thing. We just got to choose days when we going to do it. Wow, Erica, that's what's up, queen. I don't know who that is. But all praises, all praises. All praises, what I'm talking about. All right, so look, we're going to switch it over. We're going to get everything started. I got the 9s. Everybody is in the building. I'm going to switch this screen back. And look, let's get straight to it. All right, so I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear her. Y'all already got y'all's on. All right, let's do it. So I'm finna unmute her, Miss Tiffany. If you can hear me, speak up. Tiffany, is you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you real good. If y'all can hear Tiffany, y'all type in some 9s. If y'all can hear Tiffany, Make sure y'all shalom her and peace, love, light to her. Peace, love, light, and healing. Well, peace, love, light, and healed. ED, past tense, because she most definitely healed. Baruch Hashem Yahweh, all praises to the Most High for that. If y'all can hear her real good, let me know. Type in some nines. If I need to turn her up, let me know. And we're going to get this started. And basically, I'm just going to do an interview on her, and I'm going to interview the wives as well. That way y'all can get this holistic perspective of true healing. Because I know a lot of y'all are suffering from herpes. A lot of y'all are suffering from many type of different viruses, whether it's herpes, whether it's HIV, whether it's any of them. We done healed all of them time and time and time again. And it's very easy long as y'all follow the diet plans and go through the motions. And that's what she's finna break down to y'all. So they can hear you real good, Miss Tiffany. So basically, could you start us off in the beginning? What year did you find out that you was diagnosed with herpes?
Okay, so I would say 2019, I had found out.
So
And
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to give the background. So for 2019, I got tested, and which which was crazy was 2 weeks prior I did get an STD panel, but when I went for my standard OBGYN checkup, I I realized they don't do HSV.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the full panel, they was like, "You want the full panel?" I said, "Yeah, of course. I just got tested. I'm okay." So they did the full panel, and to my knowledge, they added HSV. And when the results came back, that's when I found out that I was positive.
Okay, and
So
just for y'all to know, notice what she said. When you go get a regular STD screening, they do not screen you for HSV, and the reason why is because literally 1 out of every 8 people, and this is in Missouri. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but 1 out of every 8 people in Missouri alone have HSV. Whether it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16. Y'all have to remember HSV is over 108. Now they saying it's 118 different varieties of strands as HSV. Only 16 are prone to humans. The other ones are prone to animals. It is so common, y'all. I mean, it's so common that they don't even put it into y'all STD screens. You literally have to ask them to put it in because that's how many people have them. So y'all have to keep that in mind. So y'all heard what she said. She said she went and they didn't include that inside of the STD screening, and then she went back and they finally did include it, and that's how she found out she had it. So, they do want you to speak up too, Queen. You don't got to speak up. Just keep where you at, Tiffany, and I'm gonna just turn your mic up. I'm gonna turn your mic up. All right, so I turned you up. So 2019, you found out that you had HSV. How did that make you feel? Take us through the emotional standpoint and just like what it did to you mentally. What did it do to you emotionally? What did it do to you spiritually and physically?
okay, so emotionally, I think I was upset, but I always believe, and I said this since I was like younger. I always believe that there is a cure for everything.
Uh-huh.
Or I can't say the C word, but
No,
I
you
believe that
can say cure as long as I don't say it. You all good.
Oh, okay. I don't believe that there is no disease that's incurable. So when I had found that out, yes, I was upset. I was lost, but I already knew in my heart that it wasn't a forever thing.
Mhm.
So when I started, I went on YouTube. I was looking up healers, and I came across a healer. I'll get into which healer in a second. And then I started my healing journey. So, this actually did lead me into my spiritual journey as well because it completely changed my life around. Like I changed my diet. I was stripping things that I didn't want anymore. As when I was at the healing house, I spoke with Kawhi. Like I even went through my ego stage where I had to strip myself from the ego. So
Okay, look, so
when
we're
you're
gonna hold on. That's for you and Kawhi. We're gonna say that for y'all. We're gonna say that for y'all. That's the reason why
okay.
she here. So you was diagnosed in 2019. Of course, you went through your emotional roller coaster. So you end up going on YouTube, and you saying from YouTube is when you found out about this first person.
Yes, so which I will say the name because I wish no one who's watching you is working with her. Her name is Tara Simmons, on YouTube, and she she had me change my diet to obviously no meat, no dairy, all plant based. But the idea was we had quinoa and a stir fry, which consists of like kale,
Yeah.
some broccoli, garlic, turmeric, some other spices, and so forth. And I ate that every day. I was eating a large amount of chickpeas, a large amount of avocados, and a
Oh
large
no,
amount.
so
When I'm
much
telling you,
arginine. So much
woo,
arginine, which is going to
I
feed
ate.
the herpes.
Yeah, I learned it the hard way. So I realized that, so my outbreaks came in form of an itch, or tingles. So I didn't physically get like sores or bumps as other people may. So I was constantly like, my vaginal area felt like it was on fire. I constantly had an itch. When I was with her, I was like, "What is going on?" So she had me take detox baths with D-Earth. It's like D-Earth clay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Um,
about. I know the D-Earth clay. I know that whole
yes.
skeptical thing that's supposed to heal people. That's really not. And
Mhm.
just before you keep going, in all HSV cases, only 34%. So say if we got over 3 billion people with herpes, 34% out of that 103 billion, they get the like that ant fire itch or just that real burning itching desire when they have outbreaks. You won't see skin lesions or nothing like that, but you will see an uncontrollable itching and a tingling sensation that tingles so much because that protein and that hemith worm move along the pathway of the nerve endings. So that inflammation burns and itch so bad. So a lot of people don't actually experience breakouts. That is actually a breakout, what you was just talking about. And I just wanted to let y'all know over
Mhm.
30% of the HSV population do experience that. So that's a very high number. That's a very high number. But notice what she said. This lady had her eating quinoa. This lady had her eating broccoli, which you ain't supposed to be, even though broccoli is a natural hybrided vegetable. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be eating no hybrids, period, when you actually have HSV. And then the quinoa, I mean, you have to limit the quinoa to unless you know how to truly, truly cook it, which is what Anaya is going to get into. You can't be just cooking that quinoa up yourself because it's full of arginine. And arginine is what grows this protein. Arginine is what contributes to outbreaks. L-lysine, that amino acid, is what fights and what kills, or what we're going to say, bring down arginine to keep you from having outbreaks. And it also strengthens your lymphatic defense system, or what they're going to stupidly call the immunological system. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now go ahead, Gwen.
Okay, so yes, I had the D-Earth. I took it in a bath form. So that's every time I would get the outbreak, she was like, "Dude, take it in a bath form. Take it in a bath form." And I also took it internally, which I wish I would never done. But I took it internally. I took the bath. I was also doing apple cider. Wait, no, was it apple cider? It was a tonic. It was between apple cider vinegar and I want to say baking soda.
Had
So
you
if
on
I
all the
was
wrong stuff.
I literally just sent you the protocol. I'm not sure if you're able to show them, but it was beyond me, and I wish I really would have known better. But
What did you
I
send it to?
also I sent it to the WhatsApp
Okay, yeah, I'm finna pull that deal on up. Go ahead, you
because
keep
you're gonna
talking.
laugh, and I wish I would again. So when you're first on a journey, you're desperate. You're looking. You're vulnerable. So she did have a kind heart, but she didn't know what she was talking about, and she swore up and down she was. So that's why I realized that later down the line. But that's how I ended up with her because I thought she knew what she was doing, and
So what, you
3
found her
months
on
later.
you found her on YouTube and she just sounded
Mhm.
good, so that's what brought her in.
Yeah. Yeah, she sounded good. She had that, like, motherly love because she does have children
Here
and,
go the
you
protocol,
know
y'all. The detox protocol. So once we get done, I'm gonna pull up the protocol and we're gonna go through the protocol for y'all can check it out. But yeah, that protocol, it looks crazy. It look like it's a lot of stuff on there that ain't supposed to be on there.
I mean, I was drinking apple cider vinegar, I was drinking baking soda, I was testing my pH, I was doing spirulina, wheatgrass, chlorella, I was doing chia seeds, um, what else
Teaspoon.
was
Hold on, let me just pull it up because that's crazy. I'm reading this stuff. This is crazy, y'all. Look at this stuff that she, and this is stuff that I speak against. All right, so check out this stuff. A teaspoon of baking soda. It says one what they say 8-ounce cup of distilled slash purified water. She offering purified water
Yes,
on this stuff, y'all.
purified water.
Check. Look at y'all phones. Look at this stuff. That is crazy. What else she got on her? She got bath for abnormal PEP, high risk, cervical HPV, internal warts, and there's no difference between HPV and HSV. You're dealing with the same hemithworm, and you're dealing with the same protein. It's just the way that the protein expresses itself inside of the mucous membrane.
May I touch on something too that you will not notice? You won't see that there is no fruit and no herbs. She was so against fruit and herbs. And yeah, I know you're gonna say something, but I did not know any better, and I did not know the power of herbs. She scared me to take herbs or
She
to eat
scared you to
fruit.
take her? Yeah, this lady.
I was so like, I would have say,
It straight ain't no fruits on her.
mentally like abused, if that meant like,
Yeah.
you know how somebody tell you something bad about yourself and you believe it? That's how it was. So I believe fruits will harm me. I was believing that herbs will harm me. In reality, that's what I needed. So I wasn't eating fruits. I wasn't doing no herbs. She was against raw food. She was like, no, you
Wow.
need to cook food because you're missing out on nutrients from cooked. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, just trying because I was desperate. So
Yeah,
that's
so
how I wanted to get one out.
Angela said she know exactly who you talking about. She actually referred a friend of hers to her. You need to go, Angela, go get your friend back ASAP. Straight
And
up.
bring her back.
Bring her back now. Bring her back now. So, okay, so basically you're on all these things that you're not supposed to be on. Obviously, as we can see, and as the teachings and as all the healing testimonies we have, we know you're not supposed to be on that whatsoever. So you stopped at the point where you said, right, straight up, straight killing people, basically. So we stopped at the point where you said she had you taking baths in this clay. Now let's go on from there.
Yeah, so part of it was taking a bath every day, every night in the clay. And I realized my numbers were going from like a 1.14 to I think it got down to 1, then it went right back up to 1.12. And I'm like, dude, like what is going on? Because I'm telling her, I'm like, my numbers are keep fluctuating. What's up? And she was like, oh, okay, don't eat avocado. Okay, let's not do chickpeas. Okay, let's and started switching up things. And that's when I pulled myself back and I was like, okay, you clearly don't know what you're doing, and I've been following you for 3 months strong.
Yeah, you was. It sounded like you was her human experiment. That's
I
what.
was,
That's
but
what it sounded like.
I'm mentioning her name because she ended up starting a WhatsApp group with like well over 60 other people. Like
Wow.
I don't know it. I'm telling you, it's the motherly love. Like she'll bring her kids on camera, and it just shows that she had a love, like a big heart, and I think that won people over.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm just like, no, please. So when I switched to the next healer, which I won't mention his name because I don't want to badmouth him or anything, because I think his protocol works. It just after learning from you, I think there will be a long term effect.
Okay.
So I moved on to the next protocol, and I ended up testing negative the first time.
Uh-huh.
And with that, I didn't know better again how I was supposed to keep going because the parasite lays eggs and they will hatch.
Yeah, then
So I did
before you
not
keep going,
do.
Tiffany, hold on. I want to let them know. So you can test negative for HSV if you do a right protocol. You know, it's more protocols than just my protocol that work. I'm not the only healer in the world. I'm just the one that's going to truly, completely heal you where it don't come back. But if you test negative and you go back to eating weird and you find some food with arginine, all it takes is for them eggs. The herpes, the hemith worm lay 4,000 eggs a day, y'all. 4,000 eggs a day. So you can test negative once you kill out all the mature germgites. That's what they're called. And what a germgite is just when that hemith worm or that Fasciolopsis buski is mature. When it's mature, of course, the black walnut hull can get in and cleanse it. The cilantro can get in and kill them off. You know, the black walnut hull and sheep sorrel, it can kill off the worm, right? The mugwort, the greater wormwood. These things, these concoctions and compounds that we mix up, we can kill off the adult worm, but it's a specific thing you have to do when it comes to these microscopic eggs that it lay, and it lay 4,000 of them a day. So you can test negative, but then what about the eggs that just hatch that you can't see that grow up to be mature adults? Next thing you know, you test negative, and then 2 months later, you popping canker sores again, or you having these itchy, burning outbreaks, and that's the reason why is because you have celebrated too quick. And you went back to the lifestyle that made you get the herpes in the first place. So that's why we teach holistic healing, you know, from a holistic standpoint, and not just a step program protocol. So once you get, like, say if we heal you from HSV or HIV, we tell you to continue to diet. We never recommend meat. We never recommend you cooking your foods with certain oils and all of these things, because we know that it's cause and effect. We don't believe in disease, and we don't believe in viruses. We believe that viruses start within the body, and we believe it's a cause and effect. It's the terrain. So if it's the terrain, and it means it's the environment that you are putting your body in that's giving you these symptoms. So if we change the terrain, you change the disease or the so-called virus. What these people is, these healers are buying into the idea of diseases and viruses. So now you spending your whole life killing a disease and trying to rinse the body of the virus when the virus started from within the cell in the first place. So if you change the environment, you change the terrain, then you will get rid of the adverse effect that it happened. Cause and effect. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. That's how you have to look at healing. We can't just be chasing imaginary cancer cells, or we just can't be chasing imaginary canker sores. What caused it? And it's usually the environment, the things that you are putting in your mouth, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, people that you laying down with, the conditions of where you stand at. Is you around Wi-Fi all the time? Is you around EMF frequencies all the time? Is you cutting your Wi-Fi box off before you go to sleep? Do you have your face stuck in your phone all the time? Because all these things will weaken your so-called immunological system. And then once the cells become weak, it will protect itself. These exosomes that the cell bring off are called proteins. These proteins are a protective envelope to protect the cell from dying off. They call these proteins viruses. So notice, you didn't catch this virus from outside of the body. You caught this virus from inside of the body, because the virus was the way of the cell trying to protect itself. Same thing when it comes to HIV. You can't catch HIV. There is not one clinical study showing that HIV is even sexually transmitted, y'all. So, and half of y'all on here, probably 99% of y'all on here, think HIV is a sexually transmitted disease. That shows you how mind fucked we've been. That shows you how programmed we've been, and that shows you how much this government be lying to us. Can't nobody show me that. Show me that on paper. Can't nobody show me a HIV strand moving under a microscope. Just like you can't show me the COVID strand moving under a microscope. It's all bullshit and propaganda, and it's made to make money. It's made to make money. Same as HSV. These viruses start within. And it's a way of the cell trying to protect itself. Notice we're talking about proteins here. And then let's talk about the worm. Okay, the hemith worm. What's wrong with the hemith worm or the Fascioloscus buski, this fluke worm, being in the gut? Nothing's wrong with it at all. But the moment that you change the terrain of your body, the moment that you change the environment, and then that Fascioloscus buski worm past the blood barrier and gets from the stomach and start going inside the mucous membrane, now you have herpes. If it make it up to the thymus gland, now you have HIV. You see that? Do y'all see how to go? If it make it and start eating out the middle of the cell, now you have cancer, because it eats 60% of the oxygen from the cell. If it wraps the cell and breaks the cell off, now you have sickle cell anemia. If it goes into the liver, now you have what is it called? Malaria. If it goes into the pancreas and expands itself with certain chemicals and certain like wood talent gas and paints and stuff that you breathe in, now you got diabetes. We dealing with the same parasite. Right? But depending on the environment that you put your body in, your cells will respond and act to it in a certain way, and it produce a certain protein and a certain protein coat, or what we're going to call a protein envelope, to protect itself. And they are calling these things viruses. You see that? So the body protecting itself, they give it a symptomology. You go to the doctor for your symptoms, and they will give it a name, and they will either call it a virus if it's a protein, and they'll call it a bacteria, or they'll call it a parasitic infection if it's a worm. But we dealing with the same thing. It's cause and effect. What caused these things? Go ahead, Queen. You there, Tiffany?
I am, yes. So where was I? Oh, the next healer. I did see a question of someone I just wanted to touch on. They said, how did I get tested? So I went to Jason Health, or you can do, I think, STD check. I had to pay for the IgG testing, since doctors won't do it unless you have an outbreak or something. And I
Yeah.
think it's only a physical outbreak. So So
Yeah.
just to answer that one question, if you want to get tested to find your IgG, you have to book it online. You have to pay for it online either, and you'll go to like LabCorp, any test lab now,
And
or
that's who we
Quest
partnership with.
Diagnostic.
Yeah, we partnership
Yeah.
with LabCorp. So if y'all need to get tested, holler at us. Y'all pay the fee, and what we can do is, because we partnership with them wherever y'all at. As long as y'all in the U.S., once y'all pay the fee, we can just send y'all the location and send y'all the confirmation number, and y'all can go and get tested. But you get tested by doing, it's two ways to get tested: either IgG, where it's checking your actual your your glycophosphate, or you can actually get the live culture swabbed, and then they check it for pathological entities. That's the only two ways to get checked for HSV. You know what I'm saying? And we got her paperwork up here. We gonna pull it up. We gonna pull it up here and show y'all her positive and her negative and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. Let's finish off. So now you went on to this new healer. All right, so you get to this new healer, and so you said you end up testing negative. You did everything you did, but then you end up going back positive.
Yes, I ended up going back positive, and for that aspect, it was a raw diet, lots of fruits. I did a lot of supplements though, so like iodine. I did the HP. I know, I know you're gonna touch on the HP. I drank the HP. I did HP baths. Um, I did lots of saunas. I did like zinc. It was a whole list of different type of supplements,
And we gotta
and then
watch
I
that.
started incorporating.
Cause
Yeah,
look, them
yes.
supplement, and don't get me twisted. When you're doing the hydrogen peroxide, it's highly alkaline. But we have to realize what hydrogen peroxide is. It's bleach. That's all it is. It's bleach. So it's highly alkaline. It will get rid of some stuff, but the back end of it, you don't want it. It will kill you. We had one lady that it literally burnt her skin. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We ain't gonna mention her name, but she did that hydrogen peroxide. We had a man that was taking baths and that stuff. It burnt the skin off his penis. Like that hydrogen peroxide, the long-term effects of that stuff is very, very bad, and it dries the hell out of your skin. It's very dehydrating because it's too alkaline. Hydrogen peroxide scientifically, clinically termed, is a bleach. And then they got a lot of people doing baking soda. Baking soda is pure salt. So in order to heal me from HSV 1, 2, or 3 all the way to 16, I got to take bleach and salt. It don't make sense. Would you go inside of your cabinet, which I hope it ain't no bleach there, but if it is, you need to take that shit up out of your closet. But if it is, would you go inside your closet and drink a cup of bleach? No, you wouldn't. So why take a bath in hydrogen peroxide? And then they give you all these things that it's good for and this and that. Now, if you got some food grade peroxide, you can cleanse your fruits and stuff with it. But and you can cleanse and, spray things to wipe some things down. But other than that, I would not put that stuff inside of my body because it's too alkaline. And alkalinity burns just as well as acidosis. You can die of alkalosis just as well as you can die of acidosis. It all burns. It all dries people up. And what's funny is I know exactly who you talking about. Everybody that go there end up coming to us because the long-term effects and what it's doing to people. And like I said, I'm not going to mention his name and I'm not going to knock him either because he do have some healing testimonies. But the long-term effect is what messing people up. So people are getting healed of HSV, but then have skin scar tissues that's appearing on their skin that they can't get rid of. Now we got to put them on a deeper protocol of cleanse than when they had HSV. From the treatment that he did. So if it ain't holistic and if it ain't from Yahweh and these herbs are not holistic or if the food is not holistic, then y'all shouldn't take it. If it's any type of isolated chemistry, it's the devil. Only Satan isolate the chemistry of God. Well, I'm not finna go to no type of molecule and just pull oxygen out of it and then give you hydrogen peroxide. Because oxygen will burn your ass. I'm not going to go to any type of molecule in holistic chemistry and then take out hydrogen from it. Hydrogen is the first thing when it comes to the periodic table that will burn your ass. I'm not finna go to any rock and just take out iron and not leave nothing with it because iron will rob the body of selenium. Selenium will rob the body of zinc. Zinc will rob the body of all, you see what I'm saying? Of manganese. Then once manganese start missing, now you missing calcium, where you can't have calcium without magnesium. So when you start isolating chemistry, you start literally corrupting the body of all the other minerals that it needs. And that's what doctors doing when they playing God, or what these herbalists, so-called herbalists, is doing by playing God. That's why I hate supplements. We will never, ever, ever recommend supplements. If it's not holistic chemistry that was created by Yahweh, we not going to give it to you. Period. That's right, Paris Smith, the domino effect.
Yep, because I was taking B12, psyllium, oregano oil, which I still I'm oregano oil is okay. Olive extract. I was thinking vitamin C, lysine. So a lot of stuff that I could have got from a natural like naturally, I was taking in a supplement. I was taking colloidal silver, and this was around the clock. I was taking it. Um, so that actually did lead me to negative. I just didn't stick on a diet. I think after that I went to like my Christmas party. I did have drinks and I did start eating food. I was still like vegan, but I was still eating like stuff that wasn't on the protocol at the time. And then
Hmm.
bam, it came right back. And again, I was not knowledgeable. And I did go with this healer because he has tons of healing testimonies and I would never knock it.
No facts.
However, I would have, if I would have known the knowledge I would have known now, I would have went longer or I would have did a different approach.
No, I got you. All right, so after that, you end up testing positive with him. What made you actually leave from him?
Let's say I wasn't seeing it. It felt like it was harder to get back down again. It felt like it was harder for me to get to negative. So I stopped. I eventually was stopped doing all supplements, and then I went strictly herbs. I was doing herbs. I was incorporating more fasting because I wasn't fasting enough. But now I started fasting, I started doing herbs. I just my problem was I wasn't strong enough to stick with the diet. I still was eating vegan stuff that I know I'm not supposed to eat. I never ate non-vegan, so I've been vegan since I started my journey. Since 2019, I went cold turkey as a vegan.
Hmm.
But I started eating different vegan meals because at this point, like I was kind of fed up and I was at my breaking point. So it was hard for me not to cheat. So if you're thinking about cheating, don't cheat. It's not worth it because I dragged this process out much, much longer, and I could have had this handled a while ago if I didn't not eat the Impossible burgers or the chicken and or the fake chicken and all those fake stuff that's still not good for us. But I needed some type of light in this journey, and food was my emotional breakthrough for that. So I had stopped when I finally stopped that and got my life together. That's when I started to I was recommended to you by my healing sister. So I started looking into watching your videos and I was like, dang, I was like, I need to go to the healing house.
Okay.
And I kept saying this every time,
So you
every
said
time,
so
every
you said
time.
you had a spiritual sister that actually recommended you to us.
Yeah, so she's my healing sister. So someone I met on my healing journey.
Okay. Okay. I'll get you healing
So
sister.
yeah, and she follows you and I was like, all right. So I was watching you, I was like, dang, I was like, she's right. He does got, lots of support, lots of healing testimonies. So that's what made me actually want to go to the healing house.
Okay.
And that's how pretty much I ended up here. I did have like a different herbalist in between, but she was more of, helping me through my spiritual part of life and this as well, because she healed herself from it. But I still was in that struggle of not fully letting go of the mistakes that I made and or the time that I lost from the first healer,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
No, that make all
So
the sense in the world. So
um,
so
go
so
ahead.
you get in contact with us and then we get you in the healing house. Let's go into your experience about the healing house, because a lot of people have different experience when it comes to the healing house. A lot of people be like they be lonely because some people be there when there ain't nobody there. Some people be there when it's packed and full. So what was your actual experience with the actual healing house when you was there?
So I actually had the entire house to myself
Hmm.
for 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So obviously that was for me, that was definitely different, but it was something I needed because I'm a busybody.
Hmm.
I like to be productive. I can't sit still for nothing. Um, and being in my own silence bothered me at a certain point. So that was actually really amazing for me. I even deleted my social media while I was there. Like I was fully stepping in. While I was there, I did go through some detox. So I started getting like rashes. It wasn't as severe as other people's, but I did start getting rashes. And I believe I was getting emotional. Like my one of my detoxes were very emotional and Kawhi probably can tell you
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
called
So hold
her
on. Let me
and I was broke
change this.
down.
Let me change the screen to her, to Kawan Aniya, because this is what we get into. Lukey Jones, the Healing House is a house that I have, and basically you come there and you heal from your ailments. You shed yourself of your emotional self. You shed yourself of your lower animalistic natures, and you change your diet, and you take herbs, and you literally purge lower thought form entities out of your body to allow the body to open up the meridian pathways to heal itself. That's basically in a nutshell what the Healing House is. Who actually run the Healing House though is Kawhi and Aniya. So I'm finna change the camera to them, and then I'm gonna let you finish your statement because we most definitely want to get into this with them, and I want to talk about the conversations you had with Kawhi and the herbs she administrated to you, the healing cooking foods that Aniya made for you, and things like that. So I'm gonna change the screen to them, and then let's get to it.
Okay.
So the screen is on them now, and let me know if y'all can see them. If y'all can see them, let me know. Type in some nines. Is it open now? No. So what we did with the Healing House right now, we're not allowing anybody in because we are getting our restaurant, our herbal restaurant, our herbal store open, and it's just taking a lot for us to get everything going, to get the menus right and get everything perfect for the restaurant that we opening up. So it's not closed down, but we just not accepting any more healers. No, I mean any more people that need healing from it anymore. But we will send you herbal packages ASAP if y'all need them for healing. We don't have no problem doing that at all. But as far as like, booking anybody for right now, we kind of put a hold on it. All right. So basically, Kawhi. So I want y'all to talk about, just everything that happened when she was there. And, so she said she gets to the Healing House and she basically had these emotional episodes. Let's start going into that. So if you can, Tiffany, talk about that. And then Kawhi gonna pick up on the conversation y'all had. And then we're gonna switch to Aniya about the foods. And we want to know, how did the food taste to you? We want to know all of that. All of it. So let's get to it.
Okay, so yes. So some of my detox symptoms was like rashes because I didn't have, I think because I was detoxing so much, I didn't have, it took a while finally for them to set in, but I think around my neck and on my cheeks, I was having these little bumps come in. And then I started having emotional. So I had like an emotional breakdown. I was like, I called Kara and I was like, Kara, I'm just tired. And I literally remember just crying on the phone. And she pretty much told me how she knows I'm stronger than that and she knows that I'm gonna get it done. And she's not gonna feel bad for me in a sense because she knew I can get it done.
Hold
She
on,
gave me that
hold
tough
on, hold
love.
on, Kawhi. So hold on, babe.
Not like that, but
Hold
in
on. We
that
gotta,
sense.
but we need that though. So what you tell her, babe? You told her you ain't for the, you basically ain't for to be her the shoulder right now for the crime, but you gonna be her crutch to lift her up.
I can't remember.
And talk on the microphone if you can.
I can't remember exactly what day it was in the process, but I do remember she was doing so well. So I was so shocked when she called me upset, and I just wanted to encourage her, like pull from that strength that got you to this point, that got you on this journey where you've been dealing with people that didn't necessarily help you for 2 years, and you're still fighting. And so you're here now. You know exactly what to do. You have the tools. So, let's stay focused and don't let, and I was really just kind of speaking to the fact that anytime that we have spirits that are contrary, or, inspirations that are contrary to being productive and being a highlight, that is not coming from the creator, and just to stay in that strength, because I mean, he's ultimately the one that heals you. We facilitate the process. Facts. We give you access to what you need. But the mental fortitude, I would say, is by far the most important aspect of healing, no matter what you're healing from.
So basically, when she called you and she was just, she had her breakdown, you just told her, basically, you just told her you wasn't finna be there to feed them type of emotions. She just got to pick it up and keep going because she's bigger and stronger than that.
Yeah, I was compassionate, but at the same time, I'm realistic. Like, don't feed into that. Yeah. Fight that off immediately. Pray that off.
So how did that make you feel, Tiffany?
I felt good after this sense because it was true what she said. I was like feeding into those doubts, and it could have been the fact that I was alone, in the house, and I was really focusing, and then all my emotion was showing. It could have been the fact that I got tired of it, or it could have been a detox symptom. But it did make me bring myself back together because that's what I needed to hear. I don't need no one to like no one to pity me like when I'm down. Like, okay, maybe you should know, because I wouldn't have got where I was at if I didn't hear that.
Facts.
So
So
I
I
did need to hear that.
So, a quick question. So, before we get back to Anian Kawhi, when you came to the Healing House, what was your take on the Healing House? What was the feeling when you walked in? You know, was it well put together? Was it upkept? Like, is there anything that you didn't like about it? What was your first initial thoughts and emotions when you went inside the Healing House?
Okay, so my first initial thought, it was really nice setup. I had the nice thick robe. I had the really nice 100% cotton towels, bed set. My room was amazing. Um, and my regimen was all set out every day. Kawhi gave me my fresh juices every day. She made sure my sauna was set up. It was to the point like she was like, "Hey, don't even touch the dishes. I want you to relax." So, and I was just like, "Wow, this is like, paradise because it's not something I'm used to. I'm used to, doing what I do on my own."
So,
I
what
literally had to
Um,
tell her to sit down
Hold on,
somewhere.
let me switch the camera. Let me
oh,
switch the camera. Hold on. So, what healing package did you actually what healing package was you actually on?
mm, that one I don't remember. I
So
know it was a few
so look,
different.
so we're gonna let
I was
we
doing some stuff.
so we're gonna let Kawhi. So we're gonna let Kawhi Aniya explain that whole process of the healing house. So we're gonna start with the herbs with Kawhi, and then we're gonna actually start with then we're gonna end it with the food with Queen Aniya. So as far as the healing packages that we created and all the formulas and stuff like that, for HSV1 or 2 or any type of viral loads, what healing package would you recommend, Kawhi? Since you do most of the consultations and you do most of the herbal formula mixing and stuff like that. So what is the which geogenetic package did we actually put Tiffany on?
So, because we were in the healing house, she would just start the geogenetic process, in which the most amount of time you can be there would be 2 weeks. So technically, she was on a geogenetic therapeutic package weeks 1 and 2 while she was actually in our presence. But had she not come to the healing house, I would have recommended at least a geogenetic package, a level 2, which would be 10 weeks of herbal therapy.
So quick question, Queen. So what is the shortest amount of time have you seen somebody healed off of our herbal therapy or our herbal protocol? Like, what's the shortest amount of time? Well, 10 weeks get it. Basically, that's what I'm asking, because and everybody always hearing from me, but they rarely hear from y'all too. So that's why I want y'all inputs on this. So what's the shortest amount of time have you ever seen personally somebody heal a HSV1 or 2?
So the shortest time for someone I work with personally was 6 weeks. But again, your healing process it differs. It depends on so many variables: your lymphatic defense system, the strength of that, if you're committed to the diet. And I find that when people have a very extensive healing process, whether it be from HSV or some other so-called illness, it's typically related to the inability to stick to the diet.
Okay.
So
Now I'm glad you speaking about diet, babe. All right, so let's get to my queen Aniya, because she is an alkaline chef. She study food. She know food. I mean, she probably when it comes to food, I could say she can swing. She can swing and throw hands with me, and I'm the best in the game of this. But she's straight up there, so I wouldn't want nobody else cooking my healing food but them two, to be honest with y'all. But when it comes to food and who's gonna be actually running the restaurant, who's going to be over the restaurant, over the cooks, and that real master herbalist alkaline chef. This is Aniya. So question, Aniya, what was she on when she was at the healing house? Because I know we change up the diet due to each individual need of healing. So what exactly was she on? And could you please just give them some information on food? Because a lot of them think that you can't cook food when you healing. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think that you can cook food. Could you break that down to them, and could you let us know what Tiffany was on while she was at the healing house?
so
Turn your mic towards you, baby.
Basically, I believe like her first couple days or her first week, we started her off with like lightly cooked foods, and I wouldn't really call them cooked foods because you don't put too much heat in it. So I would still kind of call it like a raw meal. She started off, so in the beginning of the day, she only had 2 meals a day. The first meal of the day would be all fruits, and I say with the fruits is you have to combine them correctly. If you're doing melons, we recommend that you only stick to melons only. But she started off with just a fruit plate. That was about 12 o'clock, and then About 4 o'clock, we try to, eat the meals with the sun or whatever, because you got your digestive system and all of that. So around 4 o'clock, she
Hold
had
on.
her.
You just said something. You just dropped the bomb, babe. You just can't drop a bomb and then say, hold on. So what she's talking about the circadian rhythm, y'all. We believe that you rise with the sun, you eat with the sun when sun is highest in the sky. That's why we eat our breakfast at 12. And then you literally eat with the sun right before it goes down on the west, and that's around 4 o'clock. So 12 is your breakfast, and then 4 o'clock usually should be your last meal. I wouldn't sit up here and act like that my last meal is at 4 every day, because sometimes it's not. But that's how you're supposed to be eating whenever you're healing. So that's the reason why she say you eat according to the circadian rhythm of the sun, because you are connected. You and your melanin centers, you and your melanated clusters, you and these metabolic pathways are literally connected to the sun. And the sun will tell you when you need to eat, the sun will tell you when you need to drink, and the sun will tell you when you need to take your butt to sleep, because it goes on the other side of the world and darkness come up. And this is all talking about the circadian rhythm, the biological clock that's in all of your major organs, and basically listening to your body, listening to your clocks, listening to the sun and following that sun, SUNSON, following that sun to actually live a healthy, vibrant life. So I'm glad you did speak on that, love. Now, so go deep into the food. So basically, you said her last meal was at 4. You started her off on just fruits for breakfast. Then she had a lightly cooked steamed meal at 4 o'clock. Now, what else? Let's get deep into it.
Her meals, I didn't cook with oils. Some meals were I tried. I think was she the one that we tried to do no salt?
I think that wasn't that you, Tiffany, where we did the no salt.
Yes, no salt and no onions.
Yeah, no
Yeah, no
salt, no
salt, no
onions, no
onions, no
avocados.
avocados, no oils, no coconut. We didn't do chickpeas or anything like that.
And so could you get into why we didn't do that? Why didn't we do no avocados? Why did we lean off the salt? Why didn't we do no chickpeas and all these other things? Because we have a misconception that these things are good while healing, because we got great healers that actually use these things. But again, information, it actually grows and get better and better as in time. And if you don't be better than your teacher, then their teacher didn't do a good job. So a lot of people would think that I'm taking shots at my teachers, and I'm not. I love Dr. Sabi. I love Dr. Laila Africa, but we notice that your healing slows down when you're on chickpeas, because chickpeas is full of arginine. So if you can't just dive into why we changed the diet and stuff like that, Ania.
And it's high levels of arginine.
Yes.
Which makes it even worse. So we changed the diet. So we started off, in the beginning, we tried to do more of a transitional thing, but then we changed it to where we wanted more of raw, because like we said, we saw that it can slow down the healing. And you get a more effective, quick healing when you're sticking to raw, because you're leaving most of the phytonutrients. You're not killing the phytonutrients
Facts.
in the food, and the food is staying at its natural pH or whatever. And then once you take it into your body, it helps out. It helps with faster healing. So we changed that, and we leaned more towards raw meals. And then as she got towards the end of her detox, it was mostly, I believe it was mostly all raw meals. And then going home, I told her like that was her last actual steamed cooked meal. She would now be on completely raw meals.
And by the way, she whooped that raw meal ass, y'all.
Yeah, she did.
Hey, Tiff, you did your job on that raw. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shooting you a high five through the web. Well, they can't see me because it's on the wires, but you know what I'm saying? You did your thing when it came to that raw. And I believe you switching to that raw and sticking with the herbal geogenetic protocol is what accelerated your healing the way it did. And then that important conversation and all that spiritual work and the meditations that you did with the wives at the healing house. I think all of that, because when I talk to you, just my first report from you, I'm like, this is a very, very spiritual queen right here. And you're highly spiritual. So I think the spiritual part that you was missing, that you got from them, the meditation that you did while you was there, just the spiritual thoughts of you just, examining yourself and things like that. I think that was a major contributing factor to your healing. What do you think?
I think it definitely did play a part. It made me look at myself at a different point of view, and especially me being alone from family, friends, off of social media, so there's no distractions. And Quad did give me a journal to write every day. So that definitely made me, what to say, an eye opener into more of my spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did do one meditation with Anya and Esteem too, and it was really really nice.
Okay,
So
so how did so let's finish the food and we gonna get into the meditation. So
okay.
so let's finish off the food, Anaya. So basically you was talking about we had to take her off certain things and then at the end you gave her an all raw diet. So let's keep going with that and then we're gonna talk about this meditation that y'all did.
Okay, so the question was like, what did I cook? So basically, some of the things I cook, one of them, I call it like a burdock root fajita. It was basically like a raw, collard wrap with burdock root and bell peppers or something like that in there. One of them we call it a cellular regeneration soup. It's pretty much what do we do? Celery root, celery. It was no salt and sweet potatoes, a couple sweet potatoes. I think that was it.
And sweet potatoes, y'all, sweet potatoes is alkaline. I hate calling sweet potato a potato because it's not a potato at all. But they have classified it as a potato, but it's literally a root, y'all. Sweet potato is a root, but it is alkaline, y'all. So that's why when I talk about potatoes, I only mention the red rose potato because technically by scientific definition, a sweet potato is not a potato, but it is alkaline and it is starch less. It will not accumulate starch inside of your body, and it is not a mucosa membrane stimulator, meaning it won't cause this mucus in the body at all. And it is highly electric. Go ahead, Queen.
She did a lot of salads, a lot of and then we did with the HSV clients, we do lemon shots every day. So she did lemon shots every day. That's basically it.
Let's get what about our juices? Let's get into the juicing.
Oh, the juices. Oh, sister was doing the juicing.
So Kawhi, what about the juices? I mean, you I would say deadly, but we are causing people to live. So you are lively when it comes to these juices and just mixing these juices up and putting them in a much potent way to assist the body with cleansing out parasites, to assist the body with opening up, the mucosa membrane, to drain that sewage system and to open up the kidneys to get rid of all of these damaging acidic proteins from the body by way of kidney filtration. Just tell them about the juicing and why do we juice. Just give them a few pointers of how important juicing truly is, talking about the H2O and the H3O2 and just the hydration process of the juice, Queen.
Okay, so basically, just speaking to the geogenetic therapy and one of the major changes when we transition from
hold on, Nehemiah said Kawhi don't play with him now.
Just transitioning from the formerly called amino acid therapy to geogenetic. One of the major differences is the capsules of being in powder form. And along with geogenetic therapy, you are required to do 64 ounce or a gallon of juice, which would be 8-ounce glasses of juice.
Hold on, Kawhi. I'm acting like I'm somebody else. So you telling me we don't do a gallon of water a day? We do juice a day, Kawhi? Why would you say juice and not water?
So basically, when it comes to drinking juice versus water, the water that comes from fruit is more hydrating than actually water. Water provides hydration and also it detoxifies, but it does not provide phytonutrients. You do get minerals if you have alkaline water.
Facts.
But as far as phytonutrients, it doesn't provide that. So one of the major differences is the fruit juice from fruit is actually water that's been filtered by nature. And basically it's going to be more hydrating. It's going to be detoxifying. It's going to have minerals, and then it's going to have those phytonutrients you need to rebuild your cells after you cleanse for the revitalization and the regeneration process. So basically, the juice is a major part of making of just making the healing process that much more successful. Instead of taking capsules to where you would have to ingest the capsule, your body breaks down the vegan capsule, and then you have to wait for your body to absorb the actual powders. We actually add the powders directly to the juice, and that way your body is absorbing it in a more efficient way. You don't have
Facts.
extra barriers to before you can absorb it.
Absorb it into the bloodstream. Facts.
And so it just makes it much more effective. Just based off of research and clinical trials that we've done, your healing process with juices and actually herbal powders in your juices is much more effective than taking capsules.
Facts. So that's the reason why.
Part of it.
Yep. So juices, if you actually get into water, y'all, literally, I'm gonna change it back on me just for a quick second, and we're gonna go back into this because we want to make this a whole experience for y'all. But if you truly actually get into actual water, and you start looking at what water does, water is more dehydrating than juice. When you get into water, water will dehydrate you if it's not from a spring. And the reason why the water would dehydrate you, if you look and break down the chemical composition of water, it is 2 hydrogens and is 1 oxygen. Well, anytime you have more hydrogen and oxygen, it's automatically slightly acidic. So water is slightly acidic naturally anyway. So what actually makes the water alkaline? The water only becomes alkaline when it's going through 2 processes. It's either going to go through a spring bed of rocks and it's going to brush up against the rocks and get all of that corrosive photosynthesis or these corrosive minerals from it. And all mineral means is a particle from light, a particle from the sun. It will get all the trace minerals from the rocks and then it would infuse itself inside the water. Now it changes its alkaline because what these minerals have, they have a positive and a negative charge inside of the trace minerals. These are called alkali. So when you put these alkali stimulants inside the water, now it makes the water alkaline. You don't have to go through that process with fruits. And the reason why is because inside of that embryo, inside the seeds that grow the fruit trees, it already have the minerals. It already have all the phytonutrients. It already have all of the amino acid. They already have all the photosynthesis process that it gets from the sun with carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So literally your fruit H3O2 is about 10 to 20,000 more times hydrating and full with phytonutrients than water. And that's why we recommend that you get the fruit juices other than the water, because the true living water is not the water that y'all thinking. True living water is every fruit tree bearing seed. That fruit shall be meat unto you. This meat is your water too. And that's the amazing thing about fruit. It's not only your food, but it is your water. So you can drink and eat at the same time when you eat a fruit. You can't do that with a vegetable, and you can't do that drinking water. Fruit is the only thing that you can simultaneously eat and drink at the same time. And it's full of nutritive factors. So I'm going to change it back to y'all. I just had to drop them a few bombs real quick. Y'all know I got to say something now. The wise probably looking at me like... You're prolonging this process, but I'm loving what's going on here. I feel like, look, y'all, I feel like we tag teaming some stuff right now. This is actually beautiful. I can get used to this. So it's back on y'all. Talk to them. So basically, we done with the juicing process. We just show how important the juicing factor is. They asked you what you cooked. You told them what you cooked. So basically, let's talk about this meditation, Tiffany. How did this meditation go? What did this meditation consist of? I know it's a bunch of scary Hebrews out there. Oh, they meditated? Witchcraft. Let's talk about this meditation.
So I typically meditate outside of the healing home as well. So I'm not against meditation, or I always meditate. However, when I did do it on a yacht, it was a different experience. I felt emotional. I don't believe I cried, but I did feel emotional. I felt very aligned. She actually set me up with a vaginal steam as well. So I vaginal steamed, and we did a meditation, which I think was about like 30 minutes too. It was a nice.
See, look.
It was a nice calm.
See, Tiff, they doing stuff I ain't even know. I ain't heard. Look, you just told on her. I ain't know nothing about no vaginal steam. That's what's up, though. I'm glad she added that to the protocol.
It was real nice.
I ain't know nothing about that. That's good. That's good.
So that's what that consists of.
So how was the meditation? Was it music in the background? Did y'all go to the meditation room? Did y'all use the singing crystal bowls? Like, what all did the meditation consist of?
We use the singing bowls. She did set up like a meditation music in the background. I can't think of exactly what it was, but she also had me do affirmations to myself.
So could you give us a few of them if you can remember one?
Ooh. I honestly don't remember. I know it was like self-love ones, like I love myself, I am healed, and that genre, but I can't tell you exactly all of them.
That's beautiful though. That's beautiful. That's what's up. So okay, so you're done with the meditation. You said the meditation lasted 30 minutes.
Yes. It didn't feel like 30 minutes, but it was about 30 minutes long.
Okay, and then I remember just to keep them on everybody on track here. Did we get you tested before then? Because I know while you was here, we took you to the laboratory and got you tested. Did we get you tested before all of this, or did we get you tested on your way out the door?
No, you got me tested before. I wish I would have got tested on my way out the door, or at least like right after. But no, I got tested right when I got there. I think maybe
I just pulled it up.
2 days later.
I just
I
pulled
think
it
it was
up
like
on the
2
thing.
days.
So this is her positive right here. This is actually who we are partnered with. We partner with LabCorp. And that says, what do that say? Can I read it? That says, no, that's the birthday. Where is the date? Okay, I see it right here. It says 02/16/2021. So 02/16/2021 is when you got tested, and we see that it is positive. We see that it's positive, and right now it's at a 1.14, and it says high. It's at a 1.14, and we see that we see that it's at a 1.14 right now. Okay. So I could take you off right there. So we see that. So she get tested before she get there, and then we immediately start working on her. She immediately start taking all of the herbs, the fruits, and everything else. All right. So you done with the meditation. After you get your healing testimony, could you tell them basically the conversation me and you had? Because I think I seen you one time when I was there, right?
Yes.
Which I don't see a lot of people, so that was very good, because usually I'll be out of town and they be taking care of the healing house. So I actually did get to meet you. What was the conversation that me and you had, and what did it consist of, and how was that conversation between me and you?
I asked you a lot of questions.
Yeah,
I
you
know
did. I
that.
ain't gonna lie, you had
I
a notebook
came with
full.
my notebook. I was about to say, I came with my notebook and I had like 100 questions written down, just because I've been on the process for so long, and I wasn't new to the healing or being on a healing journey. So I was already in. So I knew what questions to ask. I was asking all types of questions to you. So you were very open. You were answering all my questions. And you even helped me out with the package that I end up getting at the end. So it was like, it was like, okay, y- anything I wanted to know, I found out in a sense. Like
Okay,
literally, he answered all my questions. Well, you answered all my questions and wasn't not you wasn't opposed to. And any of the questions I thought of on my way, I asked Kawa, and she sent them to you if
that's
she
good.
didn't know the answer.
That's good. That's good. Okay. All praises. All praises. Okay. So you end up, we got your numbers. We talked about your kidneys. We talked about your lymphatic system. Kawhi's there giving you the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2. Anaya's making all your healing foods. You're meditating. You did our sauna. How did our sauna feel to you?
It was nice. It got hot.
It got hot. So you did the sauna.
I turned it all the way up, and it was hot.
You turned it all the way up for her. So you actually had hands-on existence with this healing process. So you leave the healing house and you get home. How did it go from there? Did you take herbs with you? What was that process? How did that go from when you get home? And then let's lead this up to when you got your healing testimony. You went and got tested. You seen the negatives, and just how did you feel? How did you react? Just go and run us through it. Take us through it.
Okay, so when I did get home, you gave me the blood nourishment because of my adrenals and kidneys and my spleen. So
Yes.
that was that I had that, and I also had the bitters.
Okay,
So I
so
was
before
doing
you
the
keep
bitters.
going, so that's what we realized. I'm glad you mentioned that, and that was our conversation. What we realized that was keeping her from healing was her adrenals. She had very bad adrenal fatigue, and her blood was dirty, and that's why we switched the package up. I'm glad you said it. So, and this lets you know sometimes, and that's why it's good that we stay in contact with each other, because we can have you on a geogenetic therapeutic package, but something we can realize that it ain't moving quick like how I usually move with everybody else, and we have to do further research and tests, which is the reason why we took you and got you tested anyways, right? Because we seen that some other things was going on when we checked her vitals. So when I met her, I checked her vitals, I checked her kidneys, I checked her liver functioning, I checked her eyes, we checked everything. And that's when I realized that her adrenal glands was not working. I said, this is the reason why you've been dealing with this so long. Notice once we changed the package to match her specific needs, that's when she got the healing. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because we did have to, when you left with a package. So go ahead. So you get home, you got your blood, you got your iron builder and blood nourisher kit.
Yes, I got my blood nourishment kit. And I also had the bitters. Take the bitters, you get over it. not as bad after a while. Like
After, what was
I
your
was
first
taking them.
experience with the bitters? What was your first experience?
Okay, so I was mixing my own. Like I took what you had on them at home, so I was prepared by the time I got there. However, I seemed like I drank more when I got there, but I was able to handle them, and I also had to do them twice a day. So, um, I think that's what was getting me with doing them twice a day. But I was able to take them down. They taste bad now, but once you take them down, it's literally a 1-2 step. Let them cool down to lukewarm. You just take them back to back. It's over and done with. Now you move on. But they were good. They were helpful.
All praises, all praises. So now we got this part underway. So you at home, you're doing the bitters. Now you're doing the blood builder, the iron nourisher kit. Everything is going well. You're on your all fruit diet. You're doing all raw. You sticking to it. You did not vary. You did not stray. I mean, you doing your thing. When did you go get tested, and how did you feel once you got them results back?
So after my kit finished up, I started a different herbal package. I'm not gonna mention names, but I did another herbal package for it was like a 20-day one. So I did another 20 days of herbs, and I was sticking to the raw. I didn't make a hold on. I did make a mistake for my birthday. However, that was the only mistake. I just wanted to celebrate my birthday, but that was it.
Hmm.
Other than that, I was okay. I was doing what I needed to do, and then I stepped into a juice fast. I
Hmm.
stepped in for 5 days. It was only supposed to be for 5 days, but for me, fasting is more than healing. It's more of how I spiritually connect with myself. So I had this urge to fast longer, and I didn't know how long it was going to go.
Hmm.
So now today makes 27 days of me juice only, no smoothies, no food. Because people are gonna ask, "Did you have smoothies?" No, I had no smoothies. It's a
But
juice fast.
tell them how nutritive it is and how full you feel once you truly cleanse the gut and once you cleanse your blood and just truly cleanse your whole body. Now, how you can rebuild off the fruits, how the fruits can build you up. Tell them because you're experiencing it right
I
now.
feel Yeah, I feel great. Like I don't have my I tell my healing sister all the time, like it's weird because I'm not hungry. Like I don't feel the need to eat. Like my stomach rumbled maybe like 3 or 4 times within the 27 days. I felt fine. I'm not like, oh, I want to give up or I want to give up or anything. And I also serve in a restaurant right now. So every day I'm serving food, I'm around food. I'm like teasing myself and I have no urge to cave. I was bringing 60 ounces of juice with me to work. I was getting another 32 ounces from a a juice bar near me, and that I was keeping it pushing that way until now. So I feel amazing. I never lacked energy, and I work in a fast-paced environment. I never felt that sluggish or anything. I think I went through another emotional breakdown, as always, because I think that's my new detox symptom. I get emotional, so I was bringing up more emotions, but I was a lot stronger. I realized I was a lot stronger than I was before. I was like, okay, I had this emotional little mishap, and then I got myself back together. But I feel amazing. I like that's the best thing I can say. I do feel amazing. I feel energized, and I'm not struggling,
All praises.
and that's
Okay. All
all to it.
praises. And so when you tested negative and you got your results back, because you've been dealing with this a long time, you've been tested over and over and over again to see that
Over and over.
second negative and staying negative. Just how do you feel?
Honestly, disbelief. I know it's real. I know it, but I train my mind right now that I'm not going back to normal food. I'm staying raw. As I spoke to, I'm eating raw. I'm doing my juices. I'm still fasting for another few months. I'm not playing with this time around. So for me, it's like, yes, I just hit my first milestone, but I still have more to go. If that makes sense.
No,
So this is
facts.
just the first step of my healing journey. I still have to complete this to the end to for the next 2 to 6 months because I'm going extra. I know you recommend 6 months, me 2 months, but for me, with my experience in the past, this is not coming back.
You say
I'm
you
not allowing
you
it
say
to.
you gonna go the extra mile, huh? I
I'm
feel
going
you.
the extra mile because I had that one experience, but I made that mistake and it came back.
Yeah.
So no, I don't want to experience that anymore because I was so distraught and I had to start all over again. So for me, I'm still in a dispute. I'm very, very, very grateful and I am happy. And side note, Kawhi had me write a letter to myself, and I think it said February 10th. She said, write a letter of how you will feel once you're done. And as I'm unpacking, I found a letter because I totally forgot about it, and I broke down. And I said, because Kawa believed in me, and she knew that I was. It's like she knew that I was about to test negative.
So
In a
so
sense,
Kawhi, so what was the, I mean, I know it, but just for the people that don't know it, what was the spiritual, significance of her writing that letter to herself? What was the meaning and the spiritual metaphysical power behind that, of her writing that letter to herself?
It's just the whole concept of like you're writing it to your future self, one, because you're sure that you're gonna heal, but just I don't know. I think it's power in kind of being reflective and honest with where you are in particular moments, and being vulnerable in that moment, but then also recognizing that there is an endpoint, and then speaking to that, and I feel like her actually writing down what she was gonna say to herself, once she was healed, um, is what actually helped her to manifest the healing as well. We know how powerful how powerful writing down, your requests and what you want can be.
All right, and so since we on this subject, I want to go back into that meditation, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my wives are very spiritual and do a lot of spiritual things. Even though I know them, the people might not know them. Aniya, what was the significance and what was so powerful about y'all meditation? And you had her basically playing her affirmations and just affirming things with gratitude. What is the spiritual significance and powerful force behind that as well? Just using your voice to proclaim things. Turn the mic towards your way if you can, Queen.
The meditation was more for the power of your words, to speak things into existence, to not just physically see the healing happening. To, like I told her as we was meditating, I'm like, you're not striving to heal, you're already healed. Like, speak that into existence already, to get that spiritual aspect, because like it really is spiritual. We're spiritual beings, so the physical was only outer reflection of our inner spiritual self. So it was more so of the spiritual speaking into existence, the power of your words, learning the power of your words, the power of your your thoughts, actually speaking those words out, because words are not just words, are actually like spiritual. That's an energy that you're putting out into the universe.
Facts.
And real quick about the letter to yourself, letter to myself, because I do that too. It's more so because you become a new being. We like the scripture says, we die daily. We become a new being every day. So writing that letter to herself was basically, at the end of her healing journey, it was reintroducing herself. She was going to go back, and at the end she would write that letter. In the beginning she wouldn't touch it, and then at the end of her journey she would open it up and then read it, and then realize the state of mind she was in when she came into the healing house, the emotions she was going through, and then at the end she would realize, like, wow, I really did become a new creature. I really am a new person.
Hallelujah.
My mind is different. I think different. I feel different. And she was able, and I encourage people to actually do that a lot. Like every month, write a letter and then go back and read it. It's just
hold on real quick, babe. Hey, we not answering no questions if it ain't about this healing testimony. We not answering no questions about website right now, about products, none of that. You know what I'm saying? This is about a healing testimony. This is about a queen getting her healing testimony, us celebrating her. You know what I'm saying? Stop being selfish and be a part of that. If y'all not a part of that, y'all can get off this live and y'all can get on the email and hit me there. Y'all already know I don't play that at all. I do not play that. We don't get down with them type of frequencies. Quit being selfish and let's listen to this healing testimony. Let's congratulate this queen on her healing success, her being disciplined and her loving herself enough. All this other stuff y'all on here talking about is nonsense and for the birds, all right? If you ain't on here for the healing testimony, get off the live. Y'all already know it ain't no sweat loss for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's
don't entertain lower vibration.
Yeah, we don't. So let's get back to it.
So yeah, basically, the meditation session, the letter, we just want to let people know, that this is all the work of Yahweh. This is all, like, not to forget about the spiritual, because that's the highest, most important point of this whole healing thing, is the spiritual aspect of it, not the actual physical. The physical is just, for these physical fleshly bodies that we got. But without the mind, you can do the herbs, you can do the diet, you can do all of that. But if you got a negative mind, like this that's going on, if you got a negative mind and constantly saying, I'm not going to heal, I don't think this is going to work, then hey, it's not going to work. It all comes with that mind. So that's basically what that was about. Like the spiritual part is highly important.
Facts. So I'm glad we on that. So we talked about that. We talked about the affirmations. We talked about everything that you had going on. So if y'all, we're gonna open up the floor unless you got any last words before they start asking you questions, Tiff. If you don't have any last words, we're gonna open up the floor for them to ask you questions, because you know it's a lot of people on here with HSV that they're trying to heal from themselves, that's on the geogenetic therapeutic package themselves, or that's trying to get on the geogenetic therapeutic package. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna have questions for you since you experienced the healing firsthand. So we're gonna open up the floor for questions for you, but if you have any last words to say to them before we open up the floor, could you say them right now, Queen?
Of course. So, what I want to say is the obvious. Step into the healing. Like, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But if you can't afford the herbs right now, change your diet. It's literally what you say. Change your diet. Get on the fruits. Get into fasting and stick with it, and you will see results. But obviously, you're going to need those herbs. And stay strong at it. But that's pretty much it. There's not much. I already said enough, or I think a lot.
Yeah.
But that's really how I feel. Just stick through it. You can get to the finish line. It may seem long, but it's not as worse as living with it forever.
Facts. So you can see the comment board, correct? You can see everything coming in?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna open up the comment board for you. What are you on? Which Facebook are you on?
Which one am I? I think I'm on Yaki.
You on Yaki Hickman? Okay, so let's do this then. The ones you can see, you can answer on. I'm gonna pick a few of them too, because I know you're not on all three of my platforms at once, so I can be able to pick from other ones, and we're gonna ask you a few questions, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to ask Kawhi and Ania some questions as well, since they are the ones who healed you. Through the Creator, of course, we giving all praises, Baruch Hashem Yahweh, all praises to the Creator for using us as utensils to heal. You had something to say? Go ahead. Hold
Yes.
on. Let me change it on you real fast. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to speak to just the healing process in general. And one thing that stood out about Tiffany is that she took full responsibility for her healing process. I just want to just reiterate that we are here to facilitate, but we do not have the ability to be there with you every step of the way. So, I mean, she's a perfect example of someone who did their research, tried everything, did everything that she could possibly do to facilitate her own healing herself. Of course, obviously with our support, but it's very important to take responsibility and to take your healing in your own hands. We know you need support. We know you need the tools, information, and we're here to provide all of that. But just make sure that your healing process is yours.
You got anything to say
sense
with that, Ania? No, that make perfect sense. You got anything to say to add on to that?
And don't be afraid to stick to the diet. A lot of people are discouraged because of what the diet includes. Like, we got to get out of the mindset. And what I tell a lot of our clients is, stop looking to, stop thinking about food. Stop looking to what tastes good or looking to get full and stuff like that. The diet is one of the biggest things that the people are. I can't stick to it because of the diet. So don't be afraid of the diet. Don't be discouraged and say, oh, I can't do that. It's all mind over matter. It's all in the mind. So
Facts.
that's all I got to say.
All right. So what we're gonna do, y'all, is we're opening up the floor for questions. So if we don't hit everybody question, don't start acting like ravaging wolves. Y'all know how y'all get when everybody can't get y'all questions answered. If we can't get to everybody, it is not on purpose. She is on the platform looking too. I'm going to be picking some for her as well. Right after we go to her, we're going to go to Ania. Then right after we go to Ania for questions, we're going to end it with Kawhi. I'm going to be right back up Thursday to do my regulars, but I did want to take time out to let her speak because I know that y'all actually want to speak to someone that experienced this. We do this a lot. There's a lot of HSV healing testimonies down the timeline. Just go and search for them. I post a lot of creative content, but there. Just go down the timeline and sift through them. There's a lot of healing testimonies I have posted with gout, with arthritis, with cancer, breast cancer, liver cancer, diabetes. All of it is there. All of it is true healing testimonies with the paperwork and documentation information to prove it. So you can just search the channel for that. So we are going to open up the question. Just make sure y'all address Tiffany inside the question and she will answer it. And anyone, okay, I see one now. And anyone that she don't see, I answer it for her. So is you not on my YouTube, right, Tiff?
No, I'm not.
All right, here go one question for Tiff. While you were at the healing house and your outbreaks came, what did you do to ease the pain of the sores? Did you apply crushed grapes?
No. I'm trying to think if I had any outbreaks. While I was there, I don't believe I had physical outbreaks. Yes, I did. I'm lying. So I had outbreaks while I was on my cycle. I did get my cycle at the healing house, and when I'm telling you, the pain I was in was so bad. I had to ice my vagina. I was bent over like almost in tears. It was the worst pain I ever had. However, that pain lasted after my cycle ended. So I knew it was an outbreak and I knew it was coming. It came. So that came in a sharp vaginal pain. I took a bath because there was nothing much I can apply to it besides ice and the bath. So I didn't no, I didn't apply any grapes to it. I don't get outbreaks with like sores. Mine didn't come in sores.
All right, so let's see another one. We'll do one more from YouTube and I'm gonna let you pick your own. It says, is it normal to see your IgG levels go up on the herbs? If so, why? I like to answer that one. That is very, very, very normal, because what's happening is you have these hemith worms that's hiding behind metal shavings that's attached to the nerve systems, and then you have this protein that's hiding deep within the tissues. So what the herbs do, the herbs go in and it extends the body of the metals. We opening up the liver, we opening up all of these metabolic pathways to get the kidneys to filtrate the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system is where the proteins and these corrosive acids are hiding. These IgG are proteins. These are proteins that's attached. This is what's giving you the viral load. Now, aside of the viral load, you're dealing with Fascioloscus buschia, what we're going to call the hemith fluke worm. So we're killing worms while getting rid of the proteins. So killing the worms, we get rid of the worms, right? Now we got to pull and estrange the proteins. That's what the herbs are doing. So we're literally opening up pockets, deep pockets that these proteins are hiding in, this IgG protein. And when we pull them out, next thing you know, the lymphatic defense system, it goes and it tries to neutralize the situation by creating antibodies. So the deeper and deeper you cleanse, the more antibodies is going to be built. When you're getting tested for HSV, unless they swab the culture, you're not truly getting tested for HSV. You're getting tested for the antibodies. So sometimes you can actually have high antibodies and don't even have herpes, never have an outbreak. That's because you had it before, but the body have got rid of it, but the antibodies are still lingering behind. So it's normal. It's very, very normal for you to, we had one lady, she tested, she was what, 1.43. She got on the herb, she shot up to 17.9. Y'all know who I'm talking about, don't y'all? She called me cussing me out. But I told her, stay on the healing diet, stay on the herbs, and you will heal. And she ended up healing. But it's going to shoot up because the body is going to start producing more antibodies, because now we're bringing the viral loads to the surface. And now the antigens inside the bodies and your T cells, your B cells, your phagocytes and your lymphocytes can finally start fighting this good battle. And they're going to produce more and more antibodies to protect the body. So remember, when you get an IgG test, they're not testing for the serpent or for the hemith worm. They're not testing for that. They're testing if your lymphatic or so-called immunological system have built up antibodies. And if it built up antibodies, then it had to been a viral there, because it's not just going to make up antibodies to something that don't exist. So I hope I answered that question correctly. All right, you see any questions there, Queen, that you want to answer?
I do. From Ashley. She's 6 months pregnant. I'm currently a Tara Simmons client. I need to do this one. Can I do it? First of all, please, I spoke of this before. Please leave Tara Simmons. Please leave Tara Simmons protocol. It is no good. It's not going to help you. And you're pregnant. One thing Yaki speaks about is do not detox while you are pregnant. Facts. You can detox and lose your baby. So if she's telling you that you can detox while you're pregnant, you need to leave. And you
Facts.
need to stop detoxing.
Facts. And the reason why is because when you're on foods or herbs or supplements that detox you, the baby is already recognized by the mother's body as foreign. That's why the baby have to grow its own placenta. The placenta is not a part of the mother. I mean, it's in the mother, but the placenta literally is grown by the baby. The baby have to grow itself in this incubator type of placenta substance because the mother's so-called immunological system is fighting against the baby. That's the reason why inside of our semen, inside of our sperm, we have this different type of registered antigen that literally lowers or weakens the immunological system of a woman. It literally weakens her lymphatic system. That way the body can take the seed. Well, once that sperm die off and that egg and that sperm unites, and then that blastio creates the embryo, and then a whole baby, a fetus is born from that, comes into existence. What happens is we see a lot of cases where the mother's body start literally building up antigens and her blood fights against the baby blood. So naturally the woman and her child is banging in the womb, and that baby is surviving in the womb as long as he can under this shield or this protective layer of skin called the placenta. So we already got that going on with the woman's body naturally is trying to get rid of the baby anyway. So the baby have to protect itself to come into this world. On top of that, you want to introduce more chemistry to the body that gives the body a purging effect? Man, all right, you wake up, that baby be in the toilet or that baby will be coming out. So you got to be careful with that because the body is already on a natural detox at all times. We don't want to add things to it if the body is already trying to detox the baby out anyway. And that's the reason why you hear be light on your feet, or you're on bed rest, or make sure that you're doing this and doing that while you're pregnant, because the doctors know in clinical trials that the body builds so many different antigens to recognize foreign things. And according to scientific database, a woman child is foreign to her body. Now, to her mindset, it's not, but to her body, it is. The cells be looking like, hold on, what's this is? Whatever came in and weakened my so-called immunological system, let's fight back. So you don't want to add to that to get rid of the baby. So make sure y'all stay away from certain herbs while you pregnant. Now, you can rebuild while you pregnant. You can be on sea moss, you can be on kelp, you can be on the minerals of the sea and stuff like that. But I would not recommend any purgative herbs while pregnant, because these things will purge the baby out of you as well. All right, go ahead, Tiff.
So I see one saying how long I was in a sauna. I was in a sauna for 30 minutes every day. The best water, again, is spring water. That's all I would drink. I barely drink water now. I drink so much juice. I drink about 90 ounces of juice now. 90 to 100 ounces
super
of
proud
juice
of
a
you.
day.
And we do not recommend water. We actually don't recommend water. If you can't afford the organic juices, then we say make sure you get some good alkaline spring water. But we don't recommend water. If you are on any of our protocols and you listen to enough of our teachings, you will know that we don't truly recommend it. Like a day right here, we just sitting around chilling. The wives are here doing this. I can't have them making me no juice. Of course, I'm on thermal water, thermal spring water that comes 2 miles deep within the earth. You know what I'm saying? This is good water. It's alkaline. It's in the glass. I wouldn't get it in the plastic because there's so many articles about the plastic, but this water in the glass is very good for you. But other than that, we're on juices. What's the first thing I get when I wake up in the morning, y'all? Juice. I'm a juicer. That's because that's your H3O2 is more hydrating than water. So I'm glad you're talking about that. You talking about you up to 90 a day? You doing super good, Queen. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm drinking a lot. It could be in midst because of the juice fast, but I'm gonna move forward from that. So, is there a diet change needed forever to maintain healing? No. So, the diet I'm gonna stay on, it's recommended 2 to 6 months. I'm gonna go the extra mile because I have, I just got to make sure. That's my own personal opinion. So, I'm gonna stay on a fruit or / all raw diet for the next 2 to 6 months, and I'm gonna continuously get tested until then. So this is not a permanent diet. You can keep the diet if you like, but it's not permanent. So.
All right, and Tia, you make sure. Hold on, Tia. Be careful about these herbs you listing, because you got to be careful with that Contrivo. That is full of calcium, and we don't recommend you giving certain people, especially patients that is high in HSV. We don't recommend you giving them Contrivo because it's full of calcium. And that calcium is already robbing the body of all of its selenium and zinc. So you got to be careful about these herbs y'all posting, y'all. All right, be careful about that. Go ahead, Tiff.
Let's see. So I do go to the bathroom often. You're supposed to. As you're detoxing, you're constantly releasing. If you're not releasing, you're not detoxing. As simple as that. If what I juice now, so I always make a green juice in the morning. Get some green apples. I get some celery. I get some spinach and or kale. Sometimes I add parsley. That's I always try to incorporate green juice, or sometimes I do grape juice around the clock, or a melon juice around all day.
I love
So I
melon
do
juice.
lots. Yes, so do I. I love melon juice. I love grape juicing. I do juicing berries and fruits. I mean, like berries. It's kind of hard because it gets real thick. So I personally don't do juicing wise. I'll eat the berries opposed to juicing them. I juice pineapple as well. What else? I do quite a few. Uh, I would say right now it's a lot of melons, grapes, and the green juice. Lots of apples too. I
Yes.
love apple and ginger
Yes.
together. That's my thing.
Yeah, I be mad in the
Um,
mug at Kawhi. Kawhi be trying to give me the mother juice. I'm like, where's my apples at? Give me my apple. It's something about apples. Apples just balance out juices for me. I love apples and any juice. But the thing about apples is, the apples be having me going. Boy, I be boo-booing like 16 times a
mhm.
day. Where I have to like straight wean myself off the apples. Amon Clark said, what specific fruits were you eating when you was healing? What specific fruits were you eating?
That's hard. I ate lots of fruits. I ate strawberries, all berries, all melons. I ate grapes. I ate papayas, bananas. I didn't eat too much bananas. Sometimes I would do bananas if I did a smoothie. But a lot of berries, melons, and grapes
Okay, that's
and
good.
papayas because I love papayas. So that's what I ate. I ate what I liked.
That's
Um,
good.
and I and I did not drink aloe water. Someone asked me about aloe water.
Okay, another question. Ya's daughter in the Warrior Princess says this is a extra specific. This is being extra specific. I have had this, and so I suggested it. I'm behind on the feed, but by maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Have you tried a Tony Steam?
Yoni steam.
A Yoni, Tony. I see. Ain't that a Tito?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried a Yoni Steam as well? It heals you and your wound internally. So,
Yes, I did.
so
Yes, I actually did a yoni steam at the Healing House as well, and I also did them. I haven't done it recently, which I am going to get back into it, but life is happening right now. So yes, yoni teams are a plus
yeah. So
on my end.
Aniya did do her some. Aniya gave her some Yoni steams while she was at the Healing House, and she have done some on her own before. Okay, this is a good one. How much weight did Tiffany gain / lose? Now tell them about
Ooh.
that one.
Oh man, I was on my weight gain journey. I was on a road to thickness, but let me tell you something. That is, I am, I'm tiny now, and they can vouch for. I am very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say on my weight gain journey, I was at 120. I am barely over 100 pounds now, and it took me a while to adapt to that because I am 27 and I look like I'm like 15,
You do not
maybe
look. You
younger.
do not look that bad. You
I
look
feel like
good.
that's how I feel. That was my view. So, but now, like, I got over the fact of weight loss. Weight is just something that has to come with detoxing, and that's what Tara Simmons actually always tried to make us seem. She told us to eat so much so we can keep our weight on. And now that I know that how wrong that is, where I'm supposed to lose weight, I'm
Yes.
supposed to be getting rid of things that don't serve me anymore.
Facts.
So I lost well over 20 pounds. And again, I was only 120 pounds to start with. So if you're much heavier than I am, you will lose weight. You may not lose as much depending on how much you fast or what you do. But if you're as small as I am, you're going to lose weight. I am
But
skinny.
it's good for you though. And now you
Yes.
finna witness the rebuilding process on organic fruit. So your
Yes.
rebuild gonna kill the game. I'm telling you, because you're rebuilding off of organic whole foods made by the Creator Yahweh, not stimulants, not hamburgers, cheeseburgers, buns, yeast, and all these other carbohydrates that are bad for you, that give you carbonic acid to build your muscles and your thickness on. You're literally finna rebuild based off of the food that was created by Mother Nature. So your rebuild, your comeback game gonna be strong. So I wouldn't even worry about the weight. So don't trip off that weight,
Yes,
y'all.
I'm not. I lost that attachment. If you attach to it, it's gonna make it so much earlier. There's so much worse. Like, and I was telling, I was speaking to my healing sister as how this is a self-love journey. Yes, I love myself when I was in that stage, but did I love myself when I was 100 pounds or 20 pounds lighter? Did I love myself when I found out I had herpes? Did I love myself when I was, crying and, cheating? You know what I mean? So this is, yes, I love myself when I thought I was perfect in the mirror at that point in life. So it's a constant self love, and you have to rebuild yourself. You have to tell you love yourself. You have to tell you're beautiful. You have to tell, or handsome if you're a guy. Like, those are things, it sounds tedious,
Some
but
affirmations.
this is no joke. You will literally burn yourself to the ground if you do not lift yourself up. And not even trying to be all like, deep in a sense, but it's a real thing. Like, I thought I knew what self love was until I got on this journey, and I was looking at myself and I'm like, damn, I'm like really skinny
No, I got you.
now, in a sense. So that's, don't get so attached to how you look, because this is only a temporary stage of
Facts.
life. Like, I'm gonna look amazing when I'm done.
Facts.
So I don't care how I look now.
All right,
But it took
question.
me a while to get there. Go for it.
Quick question. Rosalie Rivers, this gonna be a question for Kawhi. It says, what is the best juicer? What is the best juicer, Kawhi?
Okay. So the best juicer, I have two best juicers. The best two juicers on the market right now. One is called the Pure Juicer, and you probably seen some videos either on my page or Yaki's page with that one. And then also we have something called the Green Star Elite, and they both are masticating juicers, and basically it's basically a process that's going to break the food down without break the fruits down without destroying the phytonutrients. The Pure Juicer is more on the costly end, but I would say it's most definitely an investment for those who can afford it. But also the Green Star Elite Juicer is more affordable and just as valuable and efficient as the Green Star. As the Pure Juicer.
All right, so that's a good one. So we'll do one more question for Queen Tiffany, and then we're gonna do questions for the cook, and then we're gonna do questions for the herbalist. So one more question for who just typed this long story up in here? Who is this? Okay. But anyways, let's just we're gonna do one more question. Let me see if I can find a good one. Y'all focus over there. Y'all focus. Y'all worry about them. We worry about these people on this chat. All right. So Tia said, can you use a cheesecloth to juice or a real juicer? That's another Kawhi question.
I'm not exactly sure. I know what you mean by that. Sometimes after I juice certain things, I will put them through a strainer or through my cheesecloth. So you most certainly can use a cheesecloth, but I'm not sure if you mean like juicing with a cheesecloth. I've never tried that before, so I'm not exactly sure.
So what we're gonna do is let's all give Tiff a congratulations on her healing. We're gonna hang up the phone with her, and then we're gonna allow a few phone calls for the queens so they can answer it, and then we're gonna get up out of here because we're almost at our 2-hour mark, and I don't want to go past 2 hours because then it's gonna make me break this video up, and I ain't trying to do all of that. So if all of y'all can most definitely give Tiff a congratulations on her, wish her much success on her healing journey. Just keep doing what you're doing, queen. We're super proud of you. You're very strong to even keep that diet as long as you've been keeping it, and just keep showing people that this can happen. This is the truth, and this truly can happen. A lot of people think that this is a incurable disease, and we done really eradicated this hundreds and hundreds of times and time again. So, the proof is in the pudding. We got a lot of people that talk, a lot of people that speculate, but the experience, the person that just talking or the intellectual can never tell the person with experience what is right or wrong. And what we can say we have, Tiff, we got experience.
Yep.
So did you have any last words to them before you get off this, before we hang up with you?
I would just say stay strong. And my support team came from my healing sisters or my healing family. I didn't have support with my family or friends because they did not know. No one in my family knew. No one. None of my friends knew. So find someone you're going to heal with and that you can trust and who will support you. Don't be around people who will tell you it can't be cured, because when I'm telling you it's going to kill your whole mood and it's not going to motivate you, you're going to crash and fail. So stay away from the people, find a healing partner and stick with them and stay focused, because you got this.
All right, that's what it is. Well, we love you, Queen. Peace, love, light, and healing to you. And stay on your journey, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, talk to you soon. Peace, love, light, and healing.
All right, and thank you for your strong testimony. We thank you, sister.
Appreciate you lots.
Of course.
All right, peace,
Talk to you
peace,
guys
Queen.
later.
Peace.
Later.
All right, so we got Ania Kawhi on the screen. I'm gonna pull the number in. Y'all call in and y'all can ask them some questions. Remember, Ania is over the Alkaline Chef Cooking. She do her herbal thing as well. And Kawhi is a master herbalist. So anything that had to do with her healing, the process, what they did, and things like that, y'all can call in to the number now. Y'all calling quick. All right, peace, love, light, and healing. Mute your phone real fast so I can finish telling y'all the instructions on the call. You called in quick too, and then we'll get to it. So basically, once you call in, y'all can ask them anything y'all need to ask them according to this specific topic. All right, we want to stay on topic, and we literally only got a few more minutes before we get off, so we're going to do about four or five calls. All right, peace, love, light, and healing. Peace. Speak your name, speak your peace.
Hey y'all. Yes, I did call in very quick.
What's your
in the
name?
morning.
It's 5:30. Where are you
Hey,
at?
I'm in Italy.
Italy. Okay, Italy in the building. Shouts out to Italy. Hey y'all, so look, y'all can't keep calling because we do got somebody on the line already, okay? Okay, so what's your name? Introduce yourself.
Oh my gosh, my heart is racing. I can't believe I even got through.
Oh, you called
I'm
at
Ashley.
you called at the drop of a dime, Ashley. You was the first. I ain't even get it all the way out first. But we glad you made it through, Queen. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Y'all actually kind of touched on my situation earlier. I posted in the comments, I'm the one that's 6 months pregnant. I am currently a Tara Simmons client. I haven't started her detox yet. It's so crazy. Y'all, it's so good. Listen, so I was getting ready to make my smoothie this morning, and I looked up her smoothies online on YouTube, and that's when I saw, like, she had a video from another guy and was saying that she was a scammer, blah blah blah. And, I was just calling my husband and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. And he was like, we'll wait on it. And I'm fairly new to your channel. And I have been telling my husband that, everything in me, because even before then, like, y'all had been showing me fruit. And like, before I got pregnant, he got me off the meat and everything like that. And I was like, everything in me is saying fruits, but I'm already kind of dedicated to this other girl, so I'm gonna try her, and then after this, then I'll just go with the fruits. But
So
after this,
I got a question real quick. How did you find how did you find us?
to be honest, I have no idea. Probably somebody shared your video. I've just been watching it for like and everything you've been talking about in the past month, it just related to pregnancy and everything, like it's just been so on point. And like I said, I live in Italy. I'm 6 hours ahead of the East Coast Standard Time, and y'all will wake me out of my sleep and tell me to check Facebook, and then you would be live, and I would
Oh,
catch your
praises.
lives,
Oh,
and
praises.
it would be so on point. I'm telling you. And like I said, I set my alarm clock for 2 o'clock for like 1:32. So I've been up like checking your Facebook, like, oh my gosh, is she not going live today? Because I really want to call in and ask this question.
Hmm.
And you know, I was just getting ready to go to bed and I saw that you were going live or whatever. And then she mentioned Tara Simmons and everything like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all are so good. This is so crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm like so
No, it's
excited.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay. So you said you was finna make this
um
smoothie, and then you end up calling your husband, and your husband just told you to wait, right?
Right. And he was just like, wait, when I get home, like we'll talk about it more and we'll look into it because he is a skeptic, and he likes to he's not as gung ho as I am, and he's more reserved with things. So he was a little reserved about Tara Simmons anyway.
Hmm.
And so, but he wanted to support me because he knows I've had this scent for 10 years now,
Okay.
and it's like really right before my husband and I started dating, and so he has been with me on this entire journey, so he knows I get outbreaks almost every month, pretty much for like the last 10 years. So
Mm.
it's very horrible. And like I said, I'm 6 months pregnant with my second child. My first child, I thought I was having an outbreak. And so, the OBs were like, well, what do you want to do? They didn't think it was an outbreak, but I was so scared because I didn't want my baby to be hurt. I was like, I'll just take the C-section. So I did take a C-section. It wasn't an outbreak. And now I'm pregnant again and I want to have a vaginal birth. And it's
So,
just like,
so look,
it's a lot.
nuh-uh. So what they should be able to do, if you go raw right now, what I recommend you do, everybody, just mind this Bobby kid, y'all. Just mind. I'm gonna make sure I block them off the channel, but just don't even worry about what they posting right now because we ain't even got time for that. Let's just focus on the healing. What you should do is go raw. You should go raw. How many months are you
Mhm.
pregnant right now?
6. I just turned 6 months.
Okay, so what I would do if I was you, I would switch into a raw diet. Don't go completely raw. Do a transition into your raw. Like for instance, tomorrow I would do like like some not hot soups, but I'll go into like soups that are warm. From there I'll go into steamed vegetables and stuff like that. And then from there I go raw and just eat salads and fruits all day every day. What you can do is when you lay down and you have your baby, instead of them giving you another C-section because they're gonna push that on you hard. And I'm gonna let Ania talk about that to you because that's what they was trying to push on her C-section because she had one before, but she had a vaginal birth with our baby. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you don't have to go another C-section way. But as far as the herpes though, uh when
Mhm.
you were laying down, just tell them to give you some L-lysine. That will keep you from having outbreaks while you having a baby. We can clean out the isolated chemistry later, but that way they don't got to push the baby through the stomach no more because that baby have to go through that vagina canal to get all the bacteria that it needs that's going to line its gut line and it's going to line the small intestinal tract. It needs to go through the canal for a reason. So we don't want to miss that because a lot of babies that don't go through the canal, they have a lot of so-called immunological issues and problems when they grow up because they have a bad bacteria problem because they bacteria and they microbiome is not balanced properly because they didn't get the bifidobacterium bacteria needed coming throughout your vagina, basically gulping in all of the microscopic bacteriums that come from your anus. That's the reason why you get vaginal birth because you plant the first bacterium inside of the gut lining of the baby. So we're going to need that part. We're going to need it. It's very important that you have this vaginal birth. But if you are scared of having an outbreak, just tell them to give you L-lysine. They do that to everybody else, unless that's just something that they don't do in Italy. So
Um,
let me switch it over to Aniya. Let Aniya just talk about the vaginal birth and the C-section a little bit more. I'm gonna switch over the screens real quick, and I'm gonna let her talk about that.
mhm.
Go ahead, Queen.
Okay, so just real quick. So the reason I had two C sections. My first child, I guess they were saying, her heart rate was dropping. She got stuck, so they had to do a C-section. I was young. I'm like, okay. And then my second child, they said because I had a previous C-section, I would, automatically just have a second C-section. So,
quick, real quick. Hey, so Bobby Kid, so if it's gonna be bad for me, then do us a favor, block yourself. You on here talking about things that we are not talking about. So if you're so in line and you're so intellectual and you're so spiritual, could you block yourself and not comment on here no more and listen in on this? Can you do that? If not, then you can keep, spamming us and doing all this, and I just block you when I'm done. I don't want to block you, but I will, because you on here putting all this on here and it have nothing to do with healing, and you throwing people off. So if you truly love us and if you truly intellectual and you're truly spiritual like you claiming, then, literally have a discernment of spirit and quit commenting and spamming the post. All right, go ahead.
So my second child, it was basically because I had a C-section the first time around. And the third one, I'm like, look, we're not doing it. We were more on a holistic journey. We've been going through all of this. We've started learning all about, the anesthesia and everything like that. So I was just like, I'm not doing it. So I had a couple hospitals that did turn me down. You will probably go through that. Hospitals trying to turn you down if you refuse a C-section. And I did finally find, a doctor that was just like, hey, we're going to, do whatever you want. So my third baby, like the labor, it was painful, very painful, because I had never experienced, natural labor before. But you would have never known I had, like, the doctors were so amazed. You would have never known that I had 2 C-sections. The labor was quick. There was no complications. There was none of that. So they try to push that thing on you like, oh, the scar can rupture. You can bleed out and all of those things. But I'd say as long as you know for a fact, your scar tissue is healed or whatever like that. And I, like, my faith was in Yahweh. So I didn't care what the doctor said. I didn't care what they were trying to push on me. I'm like, y'all are not cutting me anymore. And then this baby, the same, I'll push this baby out. So you don't have to, even if you have 3, 4 C-sections, you don't have to keep getting C-sections. And C-sections will affect your body in the long run. It will weaken your uterus to the point where they'll tell you it's actually dangerous to get pregnant because of these C-sections. So if they're so healthy and they're so, good for you, and, they make your labor go quick, and a lot of people go the C-section route to escape the pain. That's a natural thing that Yahweh told women that we're going to go through. So, I mean, and then it's beautiful to experience that pain. And then seconds later, you get your baby and you're like, oh, okay, this is amazing. I got this baby. I was so amazed at myself that I was able to push a baby out. I always wanted to experience pushing the baby out. So it just boosted my level of confidence, and it made me feel even better. So I was so amazed at it. So don't believe what they're telling you, that just because you had 1 C-section or a previous one that you're going to have to get another one, because you don't.
All right, that's a good one. So what I recommend you do, sister, I don't recommend you taking any type of herbs that's going to be like a laxative or a purgative on your body. What I recommend you do an all raw diet. And while you on this all raw diet, you do revitalizing and rebuilding herbs. And these are herbs that are part of the sea kingdom. And these are your kelps, your dosets. These are your club mosses, your sea mosses, your bladderwracks, your spaghetti string sea mosses and things like that. We offer a variety of them. All you got to do is go on our website and click on sea herbs, and it's a whole plethora of herbs there that will be very, very good to your body and very nutritive to the baby while you're pregnant. But we don't recommend you do any astringent herbs while you're pregnant, because you're already going through so much, and we just don't want the body to purge the baby out as well, or harm the baby, basically thinking the baby is a foreign object when it's not. So that's why we don't recommend cleansing or deep astringent cleansing while you're pregnant. But you can get your lymphatic system, defense system, your T cells, your B cells, your lymphocytes, your phagocytes up, or what they call the so-called immunological system. You can strengthen it up by taking the herbs I just said and going completely raw, getting the bioflavonoids, the phytonutrients, all the dense minerals that you need from this living raw sun-cooked food. You can build up the system. That way you're not having all these crazy outbreaks and stuff like that. And then once you give birth to the baby, we can work on the cleansing. Is you breastfeeding?
Yeah, that was a next question.
Okay, so you are breastfeeding. So then we're gonna have to figure out a way to do that. Now we can do certain types of cleanses, astringent cleanses while you're breastfeeding, but we're not gonna be able to go full-fledged geogenetic therapy. But it's ways around it. But same thing, because all them toxins would dump off into the milk, and then the baby's drinking the milk. So it's kind of complicated, but it's ways around it. This is like not an end all. This is not like a all hope is lost. So I say take it step by step. I say immediately start on your raw diet, transition into that, and then start buying your sea vegetables and your sea herbs. Get on the sea vegetables and sea herbs, and then once the baby come, we'll put you on a alternative cleanse, and then once you done and that baby get weaned, we can put you on a full blown cleanse. That's what I recommend to you, Queen.
Okay. Thank you guys so
All right, it's
much.
all
I
good, man.
appreciate
It's all
you.
good. Peace, love, light, and healing. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to the family.
Peace, love, light, and healing to the family.
All right, peace. All right, y'all. So we passed our time. I'm gonna do 2 more call-ins. Let's do 1 for food, and we'll do 1 for herbs. So let's do that. We'll do 1 for Aniyal, and we'll do 1 for Kawhi. And then what I do is Thursday I bring them back on half of the segment, and y'all can ask them whatever y'all want to. And then we're gonna open up a family podcast anyway and start doing stuff like this because I see y'all like it. All right, so let me put my number back up here. Y'all gonna call on in. Call on in. Call on in. Let's get it. Here go the number. Yaki TV. Y'all call on in. No, they gonna come. It's probably a delay or something. And yeah, this is yeah. What is seafood? Seafood, I just said it. Cam, 2-player. Seafood is sea vegetables. Your sea vegetables or your seafood. Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name. Speak your peace.
Hello.
Yeah, peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name. Speak your peace.
Yeah, this is Ja. I had a question about sea moss and bladderwrack.
Okay.
So, in the scriptures, it say how we not supposed to eat anything in the sea that doesn't have fins and scales. So, how is it lawful for us to be eating sea moss and bladderwrack? Because I really want to, but I'm conflicted about it.
Okay, so
can
this,
you explain?
yeah, so this
from
is
a
what
biblical
this is what we're gonna have to do with this one, right? So, hey, y'all got to quit calling. I'm on the phone already. So this is what we're gonna have to do with this one. It's gonna have to be a point where you're gonna have to sit down and just like literally use your common sense when it comes to scripture. Okay. Now, when you looking and you reading scriptures, as far as scriptures, we are literally at the hands of the translators here. We're at the hands of the translators. All right. Now, when you start getting into certain things, because I mean, you think meat is lawful as well, right?
Certain meat.
See, in meat,
but I feel like, but in Ecclesiasticus, it does tell us that excess meat causes sickness.
Right. So I'm not talking about excess meat. I don't think any meat is truly lawful when you get all the way down into the scriptures and you do true study. So I'm saying all this to say this. If it's healing people, if it's healing you, right? If it's actually healing you, and it's not considered a fish, because I don't think fish is supposed to be eaten. And when you look in certain instances in the scriptures and you go into certain other biblical writings before the King James Version, it wasn't called fish. When it says that he multiplied bread and fish, if you go into other versions, it says it was bread and grapes. You see what I'm saying? When you really start diving deep into the scriptures. So that's where you're going to have to leave it at. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm going to leave you with. It's going to come a time where Yahweh is not the author of confusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we wouldn't dare say that he was the author of confusion. So the whole thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to say, dang, why is the Bible saying it is good to eat this meat? But in order for me to heal, I have to get off the meat. Dang, why does the Bible talk about I can't eat mushrooms, the mycelium network, when these mushrooms are not even fungus. If you look up the scientific definition of them, it's not fungus, but I see that these mushrooms are highly alkaline and they heal the body. Dang, well, it says that I can't eat sea vegetables from the sea, but this is what's healing and rebuilding all the cells in the body. It's gonna have to be a conclusion you come to with yourself. Now we know that Yahweh is not off. We would never question Yahweh, but it's the scribes of the Pharisees. It's the pens, the scribes. Was it an agenda or something going on where they're pushing this meat agenda on us heavy? Where they pushing blood sacrifice when we know that obedience is over sacrifice on us? But the moment that we start talking about herbs and certain vegetables, they're not spoken of as widely. But if you really truly start studying that scripture, we see that is our original food, and that's what we supposed to be healing. Because look, sea moss is a herb. It's an actual herb. Club moss is a herb. Dose is a herb. All these are herbs. So this is clinical trials that I'm doing. So this is what I had to go through, right? This is my whole battle, sister. I'm like, dang, I'm in the Hebrew community. I'm actually a teacher. I have my own congregation with Malachi Maccabee. It's called Honor and Humility STL. You know what I started running into? I'm like, dang, the very thing that I'm teaching in class goes against what I'm seeing firsthand. I'm teaching that it's lawful to eat meat, but then I will have to talk to my client and tell my client she can't eat meat at all, whether it's clean or bad, whether it's clean or unclean, whether it's clean or unclean, just to heal her body. But they'd take me to, well, what about the lamb on Passover? But I'm seeing lamb is straight killing our people. I'm seeing lamb is clogging up the kidneys of our people with metabolic protein that can't break down. Or we go
but can I ask you something though?
Go ahead.
So you know how like the people in the villages, right? They kill their own meat. They raise them up on fruits and vegetables. They kill it themselves, and they eat like 90% fruits and vegetables and 10% meat. They not unhealthy.
And that's not true. Look, Queen, that's not true. Remember, I'm clinical trials. I have certain camps that I'm into it with right now that eat a half vegetable. You got to turn your phone down because I'm echoing. That's a half vegetable diet and a half meat diet. And they proclaim that they meat is Yahweh's. They meat is organic. They meat is this. They meat is that. But I didn't heal the HIV patient out of their camp. I done healed multiple HSV cases out of their camp. And guess what I had to tell them? You have to get rid of that organically grown meat. You have to get rid of that meat that was raised by Yah, that was eating on the Yah grass. What I'm trying to get to is this, Queen. I am a Essene. I am a Nazarene, a Essene. And the Essenes, the true doctrine of the Essenes, the true doctrine of the apostles of the Essenes, they didn't eat meat at all, and they ate vegetables of the sea, and they ate vegetables of the earth. And it's going to take a lot of deep studying to get into that, but that's what I'm into, and that's what I truly study and follow, and it's all throughout the scriptures. So you're going to see a lot of conflict scriptures because there was a great war going on between ones that were vegans and ones that were not, and that's why you see certain scripture where Paul would say though in Romans 14, those who eat vegetables or weak in faith, and those that eat meat. Or then he have certain scriptures say, don't judge the man that eat meat, don't judge a man and eat in meat or drink or in feast. You're going to start seeing all these type of scriptures for them, but we are understanding that the first original diet was a fruit of war diet, and the herbs are for the healing of the nation. And guess what's a part of them herbs? Your bladder racks and your sea moss. These are literally herbs. These are vegetable kingdom plants. They just grow in the water. Same thing as your water lily, or what we're going to call the lily flower, or your lotus. And according to scripture, the lily flower lotus, which is a water flower, is Yahweh's favorite flower.
Oh man, it's a touchy thing. So what version do you read of the scriptures? Then the one that has the original language.
So that's the thing. There is no actual version that will per se have the original language. You got the Qumran Dead Sea Scrolls. You have the King James version. You have the Septuagint. You have the Masoretic text. You have the Aleppo text. There's so many different texts, but you have to understand that man wrote these texts. Even if Yahweh was dealing with these men can be persuaded. Man can be having certain agendas on their mind or anything, and the text will be written according to, like it said that in Jeremiah 8, it said that the pens of the scribe in vain. You know, they can put things in there in a certain way to please the Pharisees, to make certain agendas go bigger than other agendas. So it's so much stuff dealing with the scripture, dealing with that scripture. I will never question Christ and I will never question Yahweh, but I will question any man motives that's saying that meat is good when we see that it's not. And I'm not talking about Yahweh. I'm literally talking about, you know what I'm saying, the scribes. And if you read the prophets in there all day saying, look, Christ didn't tell y'all to eat that. Obedience better than sacrificing meat. We see in the book of Hebrews chapter 7 all the way to 10 how it said it was a necessity for the law to change because we was putting all our guilt and our blames on the scapegoat, killing and shedding innocent blood of animals. Thou shalt not kill, but we killing animals for our fleshly natures when the sacrifices are not even here no more. So we still eating meat and the sacrifices are gone. So I had to come up with this in my own conclusion. I had to be simplistic and just think with common sense. That's what I had to do. And once I did that and started truly studying, I started seeing what the agenda was. The only reason why we still eating meat and stuff like that is because we have a natural barbaric lust to do so, because we ain't sacrificing for our sins no more. It says the Messiah was our sacrifice, right? Messiah was our Passover lamb, right?
Yeah.
So then why are we still eating these meats then? When we see that the beginning diet, the diet that was for Adam and Eve in the garden, when they were in their angelical bodies, they was not eating no flesh from blood. Nothing died. They were only eating the vegetables to heal, and they was eating the fruit yielding seed after its kind. That shall be meat unto you. It's going, you're going to start really realizing what was going on. There was a war going on, and that war is documented throughout scripture. And you can see the war. You can see the war if you just slow down and read. 1 minute they condemning meat, the next minute they pushing the fruit diet. 1 minute condemning meat, next minute pushing fruit diet. So what was really going on? So look, I would never question the word of Yahweh and I would never question the word of Christ, but I will question any writer's motives on why they wrote certain things. Because check this out before we get off the line. I'm gonna say this one more time. If all this stuff is good for our people, if all this stuff is good for the Hebrews, then why are me and my wives getting studies and clinical trials back showing how meat is killing us? I mean, meat is killing us. These so-called organic meats killing our people. But the moment I get them off these so-called good righteous meats, they heal their bodies. This is experience. I don't have to sit and pray about this. I don't got to sit in a certain stand and breathe in and meditate to wonder what's going on. All I have to do is look at the people that we've healed, these Hebrews, look at their paperwork and their blood work and seeing the healing testimonies coming once we get them off of that Passover lamb, once we get them off of that so-called chicken, which is unclean anyway, and get them off of all these different foods. But then everybody want to question about sea moss, and I'm not knocking you, sister. You supposed to challenge and question everything. Mm-hmm. You got to study to show thyself approved. But why the very things that we're questioning is the things that are good for the body? It was a war going on.
Can you explain?
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain how sea moss is actually good? Because all everybody always says is that it has 92 minerals. So but when I searched it up, I seen something about how it pulls the toxins from out the ocean. So it got all them toxins in look,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. See, now you asking some good questions. But before we move on to this, do you understand at least where I'm coming from about everything I just said?
No, I get exactly where you're coming from. And I was going through that battle because I noticed that it's like when you get into health and you start getting deep into it,
it gets demonized.
It gets, yes.
You're a witch. You're working with roots. And it's like the question you're going to have to ask these Hebrews, why do you want to be broke? Why do you want to be so sick? And then they want to attach Christ to everything. So Christ was broke. All he did was drink strong drinking wine. All he did was eat meat, but he was a healer. It's conflicting. It's like, hold on, something ain't adding up. And I'm not saying that Yahweh is off.
That's the thing though. It's not that they in that mindset like they want to be broke or they no, it's really like we're looking at it from a standpoint like I just want to do whatever the Most High want me to do. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep this word. And if I say that I believe in this word, I gotta believe in the whole word. The word say what it say. You know what I'm saying? But I get what
question. Hold on, queen. What is the word? What is the word of God? Just one question: is the word of God a book or is the word of God the Messiah?
The Messiah.
So have you ever seen the Messiah promote meat?
No.
There's your answer right there. And have you ever seen the Messiah promote meat himself, his words?
No.
We haven't seen it. And Messiah was a Nazarene. Messiah was a Essene. The true Essene followers or Nazarenes, them are the true followers of Messiah. And they did not eat meat and they did not drink strong drink or none of that. And if you start really studying and getting deep into them scriptures and getting all the other biblically endorsed books with it, you will see it was a whole agenda of the Pharisees and of the scribes who start putting certain things into play. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming out. We gonna bring.
Wasn't they eating fish though?
So look, and like I just said, if you look in other versions, that fish said grapes. I'm just saying. So which one is it? Is the fish or the grapes? And then when it said that then when it said that he multiplied the bread and the fish, did they cook it? It didn't say they cooked it or nothing. So what, they ate raw fish with blood in it straight from the sea? So it's going to be conflicts there. So you got to slow down and just get some true understanding. Your true meat, according to scripture, Genesis chapter 1, Bereshit 1:29, is the fruit bearing seed after its kind that's yielded from a tree. That is true meat. He said, this shall be meat unto you. Every other thing after that is after the fall of man. These are fallen diet, a part of a fallen conscience. That's the reason why Christ came to be that sacrifice. He was that meat, that flesh, that lamb, that sacrifice. For we wouldn't have to do that no more. So now if anybody's still eating meat right now, I'm just going to keep it flat out and I'm going to say it. It's for your own desire, barbaric lust, because you're not doing it for sacrifice. The Levitical priesthood used to sacrifice the meat, and then they had to eat the meat after they grilled it and wringed all the blood from it. Then they partook of that. You know what I'm saying? I got something to say about that too, but this is not the time or the topic for it. So if we're done with sacrifices, though, this is my only question. If we're done with sacrifices and the meat was only used for the shedding of blood for the remission of sins, that's where you get the scapegoat and all of that from. If we're done sacrificing animal flesh, then why are we still eating meat? It's only going to be one answer to that. Because we have a barbaric lust, a fleshly, murderous lust to do so. I mean, that's the truth. So yeah, but we can build on that. We bringing out some stuff on this though. We just gonna let it slowly unfold because we know how, you drop bombs like this in the community and you get called witchcraft and everything else. But on your topic though, sea moss. When you really get into sea moss, the crispy congers, and you get into the name of the sea moss, what sea moss does, the body consists of 104 minerals, not 102. These other 2 minerals are melanated particles. These melanin particles are receptors that connect to dendrites and dipple antennas inside of your brain that connect you to the cosmos. The sea moss have over 104 minerals too, not 102. The last time we checked the purple, there was 106. These minerals are everything that your body needs. The reason why minerals are important, when you break down minerals in Hebrew, the first word is men. Men means from. Or the second word is or means light in Hebrew. The last word is all in Hebrew means above. So mineral literally means from the light above, because these trace minerals are electrical. You are an electrical being. Your liver grounds your brain. Your pituitary gland produces zinc, gold, copper, and selenium. Your pineal gland produces carbon. All right. When you put all these things together, this makes a alkaline battery. You are a chemical complex. You are a moving electrical boat. Literally, all your cells have boats in them. So you need the trace minerals from the sea moss to help you stay electrified, because the more electrified you are, meaning the more oxygen that you're bringing to the body. The more oxygen that you bring into the body, this oxygen then turns into carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide connects to a glucose factor. It goes into the cell. And then it fires this glucose factor, this carbon dioxide turned into water. And this very water, this H3O2 water that you just converted inside your cells, become fuel for every 150 trillion cell in your body. And it gives you this vitality of energy that makes you explosive in life. It literally gives protein motion. Without this light cold factor from these trace minerals, you will be stiff and there won't be no life in your body. It's called a signal marker. And that's what the minerals from sea moss do. It is the highest form of signal markers in your body. It's one higher than that, which is kelp, dose, club moss, and dose and all of that. But sea moss is a part of that sea vegetable plant, and the reason why is because it sit in salt water all day. That's where sea moss come from. It come from the salt seas, and this salt is nothing but minerals infused together. That's why if you go to Jerusalem or if you go to the land, they use Dead Sea salt minerals to heal the body. These Dead Sea salt minerals is what's sticking inside of the sea moss. Sea moss grows from rocks. It goes through something called iron trophorophytes, and it's where these fingers at the bottom of the sea moss, it literally sticks on the rocks and suck all the minerals out of it. And while sucking the minerals out of the rocks, it convert these rocks into salts. So then you eat the sea moss, and these salts go in your body, and the salts is literally what sticks the double helix together, or what we're going to call the amino acid together like fingers, and it makes a complete DNA structure. So without minerals, you don't have DNA, because without minerals you have no amino acids, and without minerals you have no electricity. Without minerals you have no oxygen. Minerals is the main things that keep your whole entire body complete. The moment you start losing minerals, your DNA starts to break off into fragments. These DNAs is made of cells and amino acids. You start breaking them apart, then you will cease to exist. That's how important that's how important sea moss is. So you telling me the most important plant on the face of this earth, other than the other ones, which is still going to be a plant that grows from the sea. You telling me that Father Creator Yahweh said we cannot have that plant, but we can have some bloody ass fish? Come on. I mean, we got to make it make sense.
Yeah.
It would have to make sense. Otherwise Yahweh will be the author of the confusion, and we know that he's not the author of confusion now. So we have to make it make sense. That's all I'm saying, Queen. We got to make it make sense.
So sea moss doesn't clean the ocean?
No. So what sea moss does, it acts as an algae, but sea moss actually cleanses all the minerals from the rocks of the ocean, and we need them mineral rocks because it's your trace minerals that you need. It don't act like an algae that sticks itself into the ocean floor or flow inside the ocean and collect all the impurities. It actually collects all the minerals from the rocks, and then we eat the minerals from the rocks.
Now, is there any herb that on the land that does that?
No. All herbs go through an iron trophorophytes, but there is no land plant that is stronger than sea plants. We come from the sea. You were in your mama's stomach for 9 months, floating around in a placenta full of cerebral spinal fluid that you call embryonic sac fluid. You come from the sea. You grow fans, you grow tails, you go through a whole evolutionary state while you're in your mother's womb. You have all of these. Your tail shrinks up and becomes your sacral bone. Your gills shrink up and become the breastplate of your lung buds, which come from your primitive gut tube. Your eyes start in the back of your head. Your elbows grow from your intestines. If you are a sea creature. Everybody start off aquatic. So you need aquatic food. You have to make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. It just have to make sense. And if it don't, then that means something is wrong, and Yahweh is not the author of confusion. So why is there so much confusion in Israel when it comes to this topic? Because something is not right. People are using common sense and things are not adding up. And we dare not question Yahweh because he's not the author of confusion. So what is confused? It's something within this text that is not right. That's all I'm saying. And once you start studying for yourself, you will find your own connections. And it's the reason why I get ridiculed now and everybody talking about Yaki, because I'm the only one that's going to challenge them writings like that. Because you have to, because it don't make sense. The very thing that is killing our people is the very thing that y'all are claiming is good, but it's not, because it's killing our people. Even the organic stuff that you have grown from yourself, that you don't have no steroids on and none of that, is still killing the people. And we got scientific facts and data to back this up. You telling me that Yahweh said that we can eat this stuff? Yahweh didn't say that. A man wrote that. I'm just saying. Otherwise, then why is this stuff killing the people? But people have a lust to eat this meat. People have a lust to eat this flesh, a lust to shed blood and want to barbecue and eat burgers and shit and all day. And then they come to me and they want to heal, and they will literally let their religious beliefs, because that's all that is. Because if it don't make common sense, it's a religious belief. If it don't make common sense and it don't line up with the vibration of Yahweh, it's a religious belief. So they will literally let their religious beliefs stop them from being healed.
It's a touchy subject.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly.
But yeah, so look,
really
we've been on the phone 21 minutes. Let me get up out of here, Queen. But with that being said, peace, love, light, and healing. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to the family.
Peace, love, light, and healing to all of y'all.
All right, peace, Queen. Shalom.
All right, shalom.
My bad, Queens. Y'all know that's my topic. I get passionate about that.
Somebody show us.
Did y'all?
They said they wanted to talk to us tonight.
My bad. Hold on. These questions. Peace, love, light, healer family. If these questions are not for Aniya Kawhi, we cannot answer them. I just took up all their time, y'all. My bad, loves. My bad. All right, peace, love, light, healer family. Speak your name. Speak your peace.
Hi, I don't really want to say my name, if that's okay.
Okay, is this a question for Anian Kawa?
It can be, I guess.
This mean it's
Going
not.
off,
This
sister.
mean it's not. But
Going off.
let me change it to them. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Speak your name.
They
Speak your
should be
piece.
short and simple though.
Okay, go ahead, Queen.
Okay, so I've been on the package for tomorrow's gonna be 30 days. And like some of the things that y'all said that I was gonna be feeling, I'm not. Or like some of the things y'all said I would be going through, I'm not. So like I haven't had an outbreak or anything like that, and I haven't cheated or anything. So I'm kind of confused. Will I get an outbreak? Will I not get an outbreak? Do some people get it? Do some people not? And then also, I had the question about the IgG levels going up. So mine did go up after 2 weeks, but I didn't fully understand what you were saying. Like, once they go up, do they go down? Or how will you fully know that you have healed from it if the antibodies will still show up?
Very, very good questions. I'm glad you called in. This is because a lot of people ask these things too. So I'm gonna leave that to Kawa. Go ahead, Kawa.
Okay, so what was the first question? What was it?
The first question, turn the mic your way. But the first question for her was she haven't experienced any of the symptoms that's written down in the protocols that she will experience while being on the herbs. And she been keeping the diet, she been taking the herbs and everything, and she wondering why her individual body is not experiencing any of the symptoms.
So first of all, everybody, we have a sheet that's called Healing Crisis Symptoms, and it lists mild, moderate to severe symptoms, and it states that these are things you may or may not experience. Some people have intense healing symptoms. Some people don't experience them at all. I'm interested to know if you could describe to me yesterday, like, what did you do yesterday when you did your healing therapy? Like, give me a brief overview of like what you did, like as far as what you had, what you took.
Okay. I keep it in my notes, so.
Oh, you don't have to be that specific. You could say, yeah, I started my morning off. The first thing I did was X.
Okay, so I start off with the oregano and lemon water. I do lemon water with my oregano. And then I do the powders and tinctures. After that, I'll do the dry brushing and the sauna. And then I'll do the powders and tinctures 2 more times a day. And I ate raspberries and watermelon yesterday.
Are you incorporating any juicing into it?
I try. It's kind of expensive to take 64 ounces because that's a lot of money buying fruit and having the juice and eat it. So I just take the juice 3 times a day when I do my powders 3 times a day. That's the only time I get the juice.
Okay.
When I take my powders.
Okay. I mean, so just based off of what you said, it sounds like that you're taking it properly to experience the optimal healing experience. You would need to incorporate more juice, but I do understand if it's too expensive for you. So just going back to your question, you may be someone that may have to dig a little deeper in order for you to start having, some of those detox symptoms. Everybody does not have outbreaks. So you may not actually physically have lesions. It might be itching. It may be some other things that's going on. But then also, like I said, we may just need to dig a little bit deeper. Now, speaking to that.
Okay, I will say.
Okay. Go ahead.
I experienced like tiny shocks, like.
Yeah, so that's them are called outbreaks. That's called tingling, itching sensations. Them more actually outbreaks. If you listen to Tiffany that just got off, that's what she experienced. She experienced tingling and itching. So you are experiencing it. The body reacts in certain type of different ways while healing. But like she was saying, if you want to go deeper, we most definitely can go deeper and make it more intense. But everybody is different because the molecular structures and molecules that you're made of is different from everybody else's. Okay, we all are made from the same particles and stuff like that, but yours is assembled differently. That's why you are you, and your body shaped different and everything else. So the herbs are going to have a different effect on you. But I'm glad you saying this for the people can see this, because remember, Tiffany, who we healed from herpes, had the same thing, and we was wondering why it took her so long to heal. But the moment that we figured out what it was when we got our blood work, remember, we took her to get our blood work, and then we changed her package. We gave her the blood builder and iron nourishment kit, and then it healed her. It might have to be the same thing for you, because all herbs act differently towards everybody's body, because you have a different so-called immunological system. You have a different your antigen levels in your blood. Your body is different. Everything is different. So we might just have to tweak or change change some things, or you might have to do what Kawhi's finna recommend you doing and intensify your cleanse.
Also, we have, if you look at our herbal instruction sheets, we give dosages for just a regular dosage, but we also have instructions for a more intense cleanse. So you may be someone that that has to do that. Now, you didn't mention the 3 bitters. Are you taking the 3 bitters? You didn't mention that, unless I just missed it.
No, she ain't mentioned the 3 bitters.
Yes.
And did you take them yesterday?
No, I did not take the bitters because I'm on. I ran out, but I did order more, and they're gonna be here tomorrow, actually.
But you were taking you have been taking the bitters throughout this 30 days, though.
Yes,
Okay.
I stopped when they ran out, like the second week.
Okay.
Because I was doing the 8 ounces.
Okay, perfect. So, so the other thing I just wanted to mention as far as the IgG levels. So typically, what we want to see is that your IgG levels go down over time. But a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, some of the time, you'll notice that you'll have a spike in your IgG levels before they go down. So, it's either indicative of someone not following the diet properly, or just the process that your body's going through with releasing the parasites and also cleansing that glycoprotein out of your system.
Okay, so
I can't remember. Was there another question? That was the symptoms not showing up, the IgG spike. Was there something else that we missed?
Nope, that was it. You had anything else?
Let me see. My mind just went blank. Sorry.
Okay, it's all good, sister.
I guess that's it.
So stay on your healing journey. Stick to it. As much as you can, incorporate some juicing. I mean, I understand that you can't do juicing every day, but I'm not sure if it's like a Trader Joe's or somewhere in your area. You can get a bag of organic apples for $2.99. So, I mean, maybe do some research and see what's the most economical fruit you can buy and try to incorporate that more, because that is going to intensify your cleanse. And with geogenetic therapy, the juice is a recommended part to ensure that you actually heal. Facts. So, I mean, you're missing a major part of your healing process.
So even with me taking 24 ounces a day, you're saying that's not enough or not even helping?
I mean, you need to get as much in as you can. The minimum is the 64 ounces. So if you're doing less than the minimum, you should expect to not have the type of results that we are saying that we can actually do with the herbs and the juicing on geogenetic
and
therapy.
So don't get it twisted. Like what I mean on herbal therapeutic package, it's the same package. We had to change the name, but we was cleansing people and healing people of HSV with just water before we started incorporating all the juice. But they was on an all fruit diet though. You see that? So only thing we did now is just got rid of the water and added the juice. So it's fruits on top of fruits. What she's saying is you're going to need them fruits to heal. Was without a shadow of a doubt, because that is the fruit, that the fruits do most of the major cleansing, and it assists and help the herbs with plunging the body of the proteins and of the hemorrhage worm. So this is nothing to get discouraged about or nothing like that, but we're saying if you can pick up on the juices, pick up. But if you can't pick up on the juices, make sure that you eating them fruits. Like she said, you can find some organic apples for $2.99. Even if you got to do all apples, you need to load up on apples.
Yeah, so since I don't do the juices, one thing I think will help me have a speedy process is I have only been eating watermelon and berries.
That's yeah. That's most definitely going to speed it up.
The whole 30 days.
Yeah, that's going to speed it up.
I haven't ate a vegetable, a green, nothing, just berries and melon.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we should be expecting a healing testimony from you soon then. So just stay on it. When you get them 3 bitters, just make them super stronger. Make sure you boil them longer and simmer them longer instead of letting them simmer for 25 minutes. Let it simmer for about 35 to 40 minutes just to make them stronger. Just make everything stronger to intense your cleanse. And just remember, everybody results is different as far as they healing crisis symptoms. Everybody results may vary. Your stuff may go up, it may go down. You might not have no outbreaks till the last minute. It just all depends because these are the first time these herbs are being introduced to your body, and your body is different than everybody else's body. Okay.
Okay.
All right. If you got any,
but
it's all good. You got any more questions? Make sure you send us an email, Queen. Okay.
okay.
Oh, so hold on. You are on our geogenetic package, right?
Yes.
Have you been reaching out? Have you been reaching out through that client portal?
I have, but I haven't been getting a response. So
And what? Then you don't want to say your name.
no,
just
thank you. But I would go to the portal and emphasize that I was the one on the call.
All right, do that, and then Aniya Kawhi, get back with you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right, peace. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace. Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name, speak your peace. We got one more call. Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name, speak your peace.
Hi, I'm Brianna.
How you doing, Miss Brianna? How you doing, Queen?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Could you do me a favor? Could you cut your background down?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
All right. What's going on with you?
Okay, so I had just received my package, and I just had some questions about like salads. Can we eat like any alkaline salads or anything?
That's a question for Aniya. Yeah, you on.
Oh, okay. So
turn that mic towards you. You go over there tripping.
So actually, I would have recommended doing like level. If you downloaded the geogenetic,
the level,
yeah, I would have recommended starting level 1, level 2 before you got your herbs. Now that you actually have your package, I would actually recommend to stick to the level 3 with the all fruits.
Just do all fruits. So there's like no like foods we could eat or anything.
No, say that again.
So is there like any so you just said just stick to the diet, just the level 3?
Level 3. And then you gotta realize like some things that we consider a vegetable is technically a fruit. So like we may say put cucumbers in your juice, celery, kale. We would, in this world we would consider them being a vegetable, but they're technically a fruit.
Okay. And I also have a question. So I think I have like anemia or something because I'm always cold. So is there like anything I should take with the herbal package?
No, stay on your herbs. All of your herbs are full of iron phosphate. So the more and more you stick and stay on them herbs, the more that iron will, reshape the molecules and stick to your cells and will help insulate them cells more. So just stay on your herbal package. It's full of iron phosphate, full of it.
Okay. I think that was everything.
Okay. Peace, love, light, healing, Queens.
Peace, love, light, healing.
All right. We talk to you soon. Peace. Y'all want to do one more? All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more call, y'all. Y'all call on in. One more. We are most definitely like damn near hitting the 3-hour mark, y'all. This is super long. One more call. Y'all call on in. Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name, speak your peace.
Oh, hallelujah. Okay, shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
I'm in Texas. I called before. But real quick, because I know you say this is the last call, I just want to know what can I do to shrink cysts in my breast, but I'm still breastfeeding.
That's gonna be a hard one, but I mean, because you breastfeeding, the only way you're gonna be able to shrink any type of cyst out of that breast is by using astringent herbs, and the astringent herbs gonna go right into that milk. So I mean, I honestly would say just go all raw until you give birth to that baby. Anything other than that, you're gonna harm the baby. We don't recommend you going on any type of high astringent herbal protocols or compounds, while you breastfeeding.
Okay.
How big are the cysts? And is the cyst cancerous?
No, it's not cancerous. And I've had them for years.
Are they growing?
No, sir, they haven't grown. But it's like maybe the size of a dime or a nickel.
Okay. Is there any other lymph nodes or anything swollen on your body, like behind your ears, under your armpits, or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Okay. So what I recommend is for real to you to do is do the same thing that I recommended you to do. That I recommended the last lady that was pregnant to do, and that's to basically go on an all raw fruit diet. Go on an all raw fruit diet, and then you can do things like sea moss. You can do any of your sea vegetables can help you rebuild and revitalize. But I wouldn't recommend nothing astringent while you breastfeeding, because literally if we get them cysts, it's nothing but all types of hormones and things that's inside of them that's built up, and you don't want to be taking them, because guess where them hormones are going to go to once we start pulling them up out of your nipple?
To the baby.
Go straight to the baby, and now the baby gonna be dealing with the same problems you dealing with, because it's getting all of your toxic cytotoxic cellular waste that we've been draining from your body. So what I recommend you do is to truly go on a raw diet. The raw diet will start slowly breaking things down, but not dramatically, and then you can start processing these things out through the kidneys, other than us literally going in and giving you specific herbs that's gonna pull on your breast and pull them things out of the nipple, and then you feeding your baby cytotoxic milk.
Okay. And my last question. So, like, last month my cycle had finally came back. I had the baby's like 17 months now, so it's been about a little over a year. My cycle came back last month. It was just a few days, and it was really light because I do stick to the diet. Um, but this month it hasn't came yet. So I'm just trying to understand that. Is that normal, or was it just like, why would it come and then not be not come back again?
So you got to remember too, if you really get deep into periods, or you get into cycle or moon cycles, a woman is not supposed to be bleeding like that anyway. It's supposed to be literally a few drops for a couple days. So if you cleansing and you're on a good diet, you usually wouldn't get a period anyway, especially if you're breastfeeding at high levels. Usually the serotonin, melatonin, and the estrogen and progesterone levels balance themselves out, where you're not producing that much blood to cleanse the cervix, because all of your production and energy is going towards milk production through your melanonin sites, other than going to your cervix for you to go through ovulation, and then you can shed, and for you to shed through your endometrium skin on your cervix to bleed in the first place. So it sounds like to me that a lot of the energy and a lot of them hormones are going towards milk production than going towards that. So if you experiencing yourself bleeding, that's a hormone imbalance problem, especially if you bleeding and then all of a sudden you stop bleeding. That's telling me right there that that's an estrogen and a progesterone hormone imbalance. You know what I'm saying? So again, like if you go on your all raw diet, that will help with that as well. And notice you only truly bleed heavy is when it's stuff there that needs to be cleansed out of your body. Your cycle, your lunar cycle, or what you're going to call your period or your menstrual cycle, is a detoxification process. It's a monthly cleanse. So if you ain't going as much as you supposed to, that means either all the energy is going towards milk stimulation and production, or you don't have nothing to truly cleanse out of there.
Okay. Well, that's why I was confused. It is a cleanser. If I'm not having one, does that mean I'm not cleansing? Is there something else I can do?
Yeah.
Because it's been like 2 years.
So this is what I'm saying. So you to cleanse the body by going all raw diet.
Yes, sir.
All raw diet. Then once you done breastfeeding, get in contact with us, and then we can take you into more levels. But we don't want to harm that baby. That's the last thing we want to do, because the babies are our futures.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Queen. Yes, got any more questions?
Mm-hmm. No, thank you for having the wives on tonight. Appreciate all y'all's hard work.
All praises. We appreciate you. Peace, love, light, healer, Queen. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to the family on her. And shalom, shalom. Peace be with you.
Bless y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
So we done? Why say she done? All right, well, look, y'all on the screen, could y'all say bye? Any last words y'all want to give?
Nope, just hey, y'all got this. It's all mind over matter. Stick to the healing. Y'all, it's a powerful journey, and it's amazing when you get through it.
Anything for you, Kawhi?
Really just to stay strong. I mean, it's really
turn that mic on her.
I just really encourage anybody who is trying to heal from anything that they're trying to heal from to stay strong. It really is a battle in your mind, and it's a matter of conquering yourself first and foremost before you take herbs, before you try to eat anything. It's really like, what have you already decided before you even start? It starts there.
All praises. Well, look, with that being said, y'all, I usually play music, but we is like way past time. So peace, love, light, and healing. I love y'all indeed in the truth. I hope everything that we just spit to y'all is to uplift y'all, to encourage y'all, and to inspire y'all. For those that do follow the Hebraic culture, please get your study up and get into the Ruach, summons that Ruach, and let the Ruach HaKodesh guide you in. Because like I said, and like I've been saying, it's just something not right when you really start reading to certain things, and then all the meat promotion and all of that. So, and when we know for a fact that it's killing our people, I'm not here to discourage anybody. I'm just here to speak my mind and to speak the facts that's been proven to us by the Ruach HaKodesh and by our clinical trials and clinical studies and the healing trials and studies that we have. With that being said, I wish y'all nothing but the best. Peace, love, light, and healing, family. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. Peace.